Hello. Hi, friends. Hello. How are you? My my throat hurts a little bit today, so my voice is going to be a little bit raspy. Okay, um, it's. I don't know if I'm getting sick. I think it's acid reflux. Honestly, I've been eating pizza for dinner. So I eat this like super acidic pizza, and then I've been going to sleep straight on it. So that's not a good combination, you know. But hey, Hyrule, only two people in YouTube chat. Yeah, that sounds about right. YouTube ain't my primary platform, so but it's still growing. It's a work in progress. We gonna get there, though. We gonna get there. But yeah, my throat really hurts today. And I'm sure you can hear like the raspiness sometimes. I either I'm getting sick again, or honestly, I feel like I'm having allergies. Like my nose is like itchy, and like I sneeze a lot, and then like my throat kind of hurts and it's raspy. So either I'm catching a cold, or I'm experiencing allergies in the fall, or I have acid reflux mixed with something else. I don't know, but I don't. I'm a little under the weather. My throat hurts a little bit, okay? And so this is gonna want to be like, Cyan, you sound weird today. Yeah, I do. And I know I do, and that's okay. Something like acid reflux caused by allergies. Does that exist? Can you get allergies from acid reflux? I love to hear that, Cyan. Would love to see you grow on this platform. Heck yeah. Yeah, that talking about growing on YouTube actually brings me to one of the first things I wanted to mention is I'm sorry I have not streamed this week other than today. Normally I've been streaming Fridays and Saturdays. I did not want to do Friday this week because Thursday was family fun night at my school, which means I had a 12-hour workday. I got to work at 7 in the morning, and I got home and I got to leave work at 7 in the afternoon. And so I was like, I think I just want to take Friday to recuperate from a 12-hour workday. Like Friday, I was telling everybody, I said, don't nobody ask me to teach nothing to these kids. So it was a very simple day on Friday. My kids, we played the games. I taught like a little like small lessons, and then we played games. They got to play with Play-Doh, played number. We played number bingo. It's a whole thing. What's Yip Yap Mornings? Yip Yap Mornings is when I yap in the morning. It's the name of my Just Chatting streams. If I do a Just Chatting stream in the morning, it's called Yip Yap Mornings. If I do Just Chatting stream at nighttime, it's called Yapping After Bark. So you'll know exactly what to expect. And all of my streams are safe for work. They're 13 and up, so anybody can come and say hello. Baby steps first, yeah, baby steps. So I was like, I don't want to stream Friday, cause that's I'm gonna be tired. So I just did it. And I was tired. I slept so much yesterday, so much. Oh, it's 1 a.m. for you? Yeah, I do have a lot of overseas people, so like these yip yap mornings and yapping after bark stuff gets so confusing. It's so confusing. English level is not very high. Yeah, that's slang. Yapping is like slang for like talking. And then if you say like yip yip, that's like it's like what small dogs say. They say yip. They say yip yip. It's what small dogs say. So I called it yip yap mornings. Cause small dogs say yip, and yapping means you talk a lot, and it's in the morning. I said, welcome to the puppy parade, Spike and Koning. It's kind of slang, so it's not too clear to understand. Yeah, it is a little bit of slang. Yapping is like, you ain't gonna learn yapping in like a textbook for the English. For English. I haven't been streaming and like doing as often as I know. Like I haven't been posting like shorts and a lot of different things because I've been working on my online course. I had this online course that needs to be done by September 29th. I got 9 more days, and it takes forever. Like I have been working on it almost every single day. I'm probably about like 20 hours in, and I'm only like I'm like a little bit halfway done, which is why I have not been posting shorts or talking in the Discord as much or doing any of that extra stuff. I haven't posted on Twitter in a while. I am like cramming this online course in, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done. For reference, there's like 8 units, and I'm on unit 6 now. So I'm towards the end, and I'm so excited to be done, because once I'm done, I will be able to go back to like scripting shorts and like making shorts. And I want to get, I was telling Guitar the other day, I want to get back into art. I haven't done art in such a long time that people don't even know that I used to do art. Like the last time I like did anything art related, it was like 2 years ago. So like people don't even know that I like used to draw stuff. Like I don't know. So I want to get back into that. I tried to open commissions up like a long time ago, but like I also like never really advertised the commissions. I was just like, hey guys, I'm opening commissions, and then I like never spoke about it again. So obviously I didn't like get any people coming in. I did make a Fiverr account, but that was when Fiverr was starting to die out for like art and stuff though. So yes, I'm very close on finishing my online course, and I'm so excited because then I can finally get back into being the anime dog girl on the internet I've always wanted to be. I'm so tired of like, because Rame has a lot going on too, because we got this concert plan, but I haven't been around. So like a lot of the stuff, we're not really like moving forward too much with the concert stuff because I've been so busy. So hopefully as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna like today actually I'm gonna do a few like things for the concert, but like it's so hard. It's so hard having a full-time job and then coming home and working for like 3 more hours. I come home, I take a nap, and then I do 3 more hours for my online course, and then I like do something with Kotaru for like an hour, and then I go to bed. That's been my like daily practice for a while. Welcome to the puppy parade, Alexander. That's literally been what I was doing like this entire time. I go home, I go to work, I go to sleep. I go home, I go to work, I go home. Sorry, I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep. You're in what? I don't know what that is, Shadow. What is that? Glad to catch the busy doggo? Yeah, I'm super busy. I adore the cafe backdrop. Now I'm in the mood to go out for coffee. Hey, I'm glad that you like the cafe background because it costed $70. This background did. So yeah, please enjoy it. Please take please take it in fully. It's a pre-made background. It costed $70 because it's animated. Like it says it's animated, and also because I got it for there's a morning time one, and there's like a morning time like rainy setting, and then there's one where like the sun is starting to set, and then there's a rainy version of that, and then there's a nighttime one where it's starting to set, and there's a rainy one. So like there's like it came with multiple different like settings and stuff, so it costed a lot of money. So I really hope you like it. The person who made this, I think my head is blocking their name actually. It is. It's like right behind my head. K Studios, right behind my head is the little logo in the background. On booth, K Studio on booth. Hey Max, hey. I only know Fiverr from the PewDiePie incident. Oh my god, I will not speak on that incident, but I will say it was really funny. That's all. I completely forgot about that. It was so long ago. I used to like, that was back when I used to watch PewDiePie 24/7. I watched that man so much. I loved PewDiePie. Finally got to join a live. Hello, Katie fan. How are you? I loved PewDiePie. When he would, I used to watch his like gaming stuff most of the time when he played games. But of course, you know, once he stopped playing games, I stopped watching as much. Mostly just because like, I don't know. I don't like find vlogging stuff to be as fun, and that's like what he like changed into. It changed into vlog stuff. So trying to photograph stuff. That sounds cool, Wave. You should stay photographing stuff. I'll be going. Okay, bye, Max. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like PewDiePie's old video. I don't know if it was my age though. Like if I were to go back and watch like one of PewDiePie's old like gaming videos, would I still be laughing as like a girl in her mid-20s? Would I still be laughing, or would I be like, ah man, this is cringe? That's the only problem about being an adult now. I try to like rewatch stuff that I haven't seen in a long time. I try to rewatch stuff I haven't seen in a long time, and it's really hard. Shadow, I really appreciate you coming to all my streams. I do. I really appreciate you here. I do. Every time I see your name, I'm like, oh, Shadow's here. Hello. Hey, Shadow. I really appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you, Lodge. I appreciate you. Man, I wish I had hand tracking. I could show you. I would be like, I appreciate you this much, and I like to hold my hands wide. You know what I mean? You know, when I was a kid, I made a card for my dad, and I said, I appreciate you this much. And what I did was I stapled a bunch of papers together by the ends of it. So, and then I folded it together. So like when my dad, in the front page, say, I appreciate you this much. And then my dad would open it, and like it'd be like an accordion of papers almost. And it would fall all the way to the floor. I wasted so much paper on that one project, but I was so excited about it. I can watch morning streams only. The other streams are like 1 a.m. in my country. Yeah, that's how a lot of people are. I have a lot of people who live in Europe, which is why I try to stream in the morning whenever I can. But you know, I am employed, so I do work at a school. I work from 7 to 3 p.m. my time, which means like the earliest I probably could stream would be 5 p.m. my time, which is still like midnight for people in Europe, you know. So my weekend streams, you know. I'm sorry I cleared my throat so much. My throat just don't feel good. You feel appreciated? Yeah. But there's the Skibbity 6-7 Freddy Fazbear thing that the kids like to say. I don't know about that one. Wait, that's related to like Five Nights at Freddy, that whole 6-7 thing. I never knew what that was. I don't work with like middle schoolers or like high schoolers, so I don't know what. I've seen like people like allude to people saying like 6-7. I keep hearing that. I just didn't know where it came from. You tell me that came from like Five Nights at Freddy? Hey Gambler, how are you? Should I post some of today's pictures? Heck yeah, you should post today's pictures. I hate that stupid 6-7 thing. It's a song. Oh, it came from a song. Ah, see, this is how out of the loop I am. See, I work with kindergartners. I'm a kindergarten teacher. They're too young to know of like the trends. At most, a 5-year-old will know like a popular song. Like I remember I said it last stream. Oh, thanks for the raid, JD. How are you? Sorry, Jedi Adult. I combined the I and the A. Thanks for the raid, Jedi Adult. How are you? You cast Poke. Oh, that's so nice. I cast You're Sweet. Aha. Hey, let me give you a shout out. Yeah, but I'm a kindergarten teacher, and kindergartners are too young to be able to. There you go. Kindergartners are too young to be able to like tell you like the Skibbity Toilet or 6-7. They don't know that. All they know is a song, so they'll be like meow 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 meow. They know that. Chicken Jockey, they know that because all of them have seen the Minecraft movie. Some of my kids are starting to sing Golden. They're starting to sing Golden from that K-pop Demon Hunter show. I've heard that a few times, which I didn't know that the kids were watching that one. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's a kids like show. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, man. It is like a kids movie, so I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I just didn't expect like kindergartners to be watching that in particular. It's an A5 high note. Yeah, I know, because I remember someone tried to suggest that I sing that song, and I was like, I cannot sing that high. I cannot sing that. They were like, you sound so good if you sang that song. I was like, girl, how high do you think my range is? You think I could sing that high up there? Let's just play that Pewds no longer crosses bridges after what happened last time he was on. Yeah, I know about that one too. I missed that. Sorry, let me not word it that way. I miss when PewDiePie used to play games. Let's word it that way. We should try to keep him out of the loop as much as possible, right? Yeah, we should. We must. What? What? Huh? Welcome to the puppy parade, baby Cyanica. Where did you come from, huh? Where'd you come from? You didn't come from me. You did not come from me. That is not my child. Guys, I do not have a baby. That is not my child. That is not my child. I'm sorry. That's not who are you? Who are you? What's your question, Paige? Did you know nacho cheese chip cheese nacho cheese chip cheese nacho chip cheese? Yeah, I did know that actually. I do like nacho cheese. Okay, baby Sciatica wants me to take care of myself. They want me to have posture. Okay, I'll have good posture just for you, tiny me, all right? Just for you, little me. Hey, Captain, how are you? Working in the kindergarten, would you like to have kids? Oh, that's a good question. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before. Yes, actually. There are so many kids that are in my class that like are such little angels. They're like so cute. They're like adorable. They're so sweet. And they're like so, what's the word? Developmentally there. I'm talking like can open and close their own like book bags, can like be independent, little independent 5-year-olds, I guess you could say. And like I see kids like that and I'm like, man, I wish I had a kid who was like just like that, you know. I like working in like a kindergarten just makes me see kids all day and think, man, I wish this kid was like, I wish I had a kid like that. I hope my child in the future is just like that. So yes, working in a kindergarten does make me want to have a kid. It really does. It really does. Because they're so sweet. And then there's some of the kids who are in like the foster like system. So like they could be my kid if I wanted them to be. Teachers can adopt a student if they're in the foster. Like I had one kid my first year as a teacher, I had a kid who was in the foster system and I wanted to adopt her so bad. She was so sweet. Some other teachers like would say like, oh, this girl looks just like you. This looks like your daughter. And I'd be like, do you like 6'7"? No, I do not like 6'7". I don't know what it means. I just found out it came from a song. I don't know anything about it, so no, I do not like it. Welcome to the puppy parade, Adam. I'm typing before you even following. Boy, you're so special. Yeah, type before you follow. We can have a dance party. Oh man, I can't wait. Did I say welcome to the? I didn't. Welcome to the puppy parade, applesauce. I can't wait until I get full body tracking someday. I'm gonna show you all the gremlin dances that I do that Kotaru thinks I'm crazy for. There's so many like dances. I just be dancing around the house so many times. Little gremlin dances, and Kotaru be looking at me like, "Girl, are you crazy?" And I'm like, maybe a little. Bro, did I tell y'all? Like my kids did not pass the vibe check the other day. Like we were doing, I don't know, I started dancing. I was like, guys, this is one of my favorite songs, so I want you to hear it too. It's one of the favorite kid songs, right? And I started like doing a little dance. I started singing it, and they all looked at me like, and I was like, what is y'all problem? I was like, come on, get up and dance. Come on, dance. And they're like, and that was my first time where I was like, oh my gosh, these kids are too young. They're too young. I sound like Siri when I read it too, didn't I? Didn't I, Pay? That was so good. Gen Z humor is so broken, it ain't even funny now. To be fair, I am Gen Z. I am in my mid-20s. That is considered the older end of Gen Z. But I feel like generation are such like a wide gap, but like I don't relate to like a lot of the, well, that's not true. At the end of the day, I relate to like some of the Gen Z stuff, just not all of it. Just not all of it. Not the younger Gen Z, I guess, just the older Gen Zs. They really gotta like split these generations in half, because like I don't know, what does big in 05 or 0 kid mean, 08 kid mean? I don't know. That's past my time. I'm in my mid-20s, all right? That's past my time. You're Gen Z. Okay. There's stupid jokes in older generations. Yeah, there's stupid jokes in every generation. I keep getting millennials like reels and like TikToks and stuff, and I feel like millennial stuff is just as weird as Gen Z stuff is. One thing I don't like about Gen Z though is how everything for Gen Z is like, trauma. I'm traumatized. I have trauma. Bro, if I hear someone say the word trauma one more time over something real small and dumb, they'll be like, oh man, I have trauma. And I'm like, what's your trauma? And they're like, my dad yelled at me one time when I wasn't listening. Oh, you got yelled at one time? You got yelled at one time and now you got trauma? That's how it be, like, low-key. Like, it'd be small stuff. It don't even be big stuff. It'd be, like, small stuff. Like, I'm hearing people, like, I'm starting to hear the terminology, teacher trauma go around. And it's usually like people be like, man, I hate the school system, but it's usually like someone had like one bad teacher, and because they had one bad teacher, all other 11 teachers that they've had, sorry, not even 11, because once you hit middle school, you get like a teacher for every subject, right? So like all like 40 to 50 teachers they've ever had are like, now it's just terrible. Everything's terrible, you know what I mean? Like that's if I had to word trauma one more time over something real small, I'm gonna go crazy. I can't stand when people overuse that. Like, you know, ages ago, trauma was like something huge, you know, like something real big, traumatizing happened, you know? Like maybe you like lost somebody close to you or something, or maybe people were like, I don't know, maybe you got bullied or something, you know? And then these days people be like, trauma! And like, it's just like, I don't know, they slipped and they fell one time and they got a little scrape on their knees and now they got trauma, you know what I mean? Also, Wave, I really appreciate how you go to my Twitch chat and you go to my YouTube chat just for little old me. Just to talk to more people and also to help my engagement and stuff, and I appreciate that, Wave, because you're the bestest. Yeah. I've seen legitimately traumatizing stuff before, so this kind of stuff is nothing in comparison. Yeah, welcome to the Puppy Parade, Fox. It reminds me, because like I have anxiety. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder back in 2017. I'm like anxious all the time. Like I get super nervous all the time. And it just reminds me of someone be like, I have anxiety. And I'm like, oh, what happened? Why do you have anxiety? And like, I had to present in front of the class and I got a little nervous. Oh, I was a little nervous. And I'm like, that's not it. Please stop telling people that's anxiety. Yes, you are anxious, but you do not have anxiety. People are like, I have anxiety. And I'm like, why do you have anxiety? And they're like, well, everyone gets nervous sometimes, and I'm nervous. And I'm like, it's not the same. I was like, hi, Nia, how are you? That was nice, and not the compliment I was guessing it would be. Oh, you're trying to guess the compliment? That is a interesting game. In my school, none of the kids cared nor listened to the teachers, and I'm a senior in high school as we speak. Yeah, I didn't really experience that. I was in the IB program, which is like it's an international program. People all over the world are in that program. But the IB program is extremely rigorous, and for that reason, only the nerdiest of nerds are in the IB program, aka people who will listen or who are willing to learn and who will not, like who are super respectful and stuff. So I never really, when I got to high school, I never really experienced like the classes. Well, that's not true. I took one normal class, and it was crazy. People were just doing whatever they felt like in there. No one was listening to the teacher. No one was doing any of the work, and they complained when they failed the class. Being in the IB community, like classroom community, was so different. Like everyone there wanted to learn, and the class size was really small because only a handful of students were there, right? So like by my senior year, there's like 50 of us total. So you see the same people in the classes over and over, and the class sizes were smaller. Like my Spanish class was like 6 kids in it, you know what I mean? So I didn't get to experience like much of like the kids not listening, they doing this and that, other than like the 1 or 2 standard classes I took. It was terrible. It was terrible. I don't know how people I don't know how people dealt with that on a daily basis. My classes were hard and rigorous, bro. Nobody was gonna say anything like disrespectful or mean. How are you? I'm okay, party boy. My throat hurts a little bit, so sorry. I'm a little raspy and I clear my throat a lot. Wow. I didn't just have a bad teacher. The whole dang school was bad for my 3rd grade. So much that I had to transfer schools halfway the school year. And yeah, that does happen. I mean, I think it's tough to say, but you kind of gotta, as unfortunate as it sounds, schools are treated like businesses. Are treated as like businesses when it comes to like funding, when it comes to like allocation of like who's going to be teaching where, stuff like that. They're treated 100% like businesses. And since I work at a school, I kind of view it as such too. I mean, it's like this school sucks, but maybe the school around the corner doesn't suck because the staff is different and like the stuff they do is different. Just like if I go to this McDonald's and the staff people are mean and terrible, I'm gonna go to the different McDonald's around the corner and the staff could be really nice and polite, you know what I mean? as sucky as it is, schools are pretty much businesses. They function on businesses, like businesses too. Which schools should not function like businesses, but they do. Then you get the best education because of that. Yeah, I still turned out fine. Yeah, some of the stuff isn't the bestest though. My school in particular, the school that I work at, I'm gonna be honest. I would not send my kids to the school I work at. And it's not anything bad. It's just because it's because of the demographic of the school, right? I work at a Title I school, which is like a school that of people who like have lower incomes, like a lot of people were like in poverty and stuff, right? That's not the issue. The issue is because language is a big thing at my school, right? Because language is a big thing. A lot of people don't speak English there. A lot of the kids speak Spanish. Because a lot of the kids speak Spanish, they don't perform well on tests. Because they don't perform well on tests, we have to cater our like lessons to those kiddos, right? Which is good. That means it's good for the students who don't speak English, right? Because the students who don't speak English, well, guess what? They're learning English slowly. They're like improving. But that means it's terrible for the kids who are like either on grade level, which I mean, who's on grade level, which a lot of the kids who like speak English, you know, natively tend to come into kindergarten on grade level. Like it just makes sense. Or if they're above grade level, we have a lot of kids, not a lot, I will say we have a few kids who come in reading and stuff like that. So it's terrible for them. The kids who are on grade level or are doing above grade level, who usually are just kids who like speak English, they get left behind. They really do, because we're like dumbing down every lesson. We're like walking through everything step by step. We're talking like a lot slower and stuff so that our Spanish speakers can grow. But as a result, the kids who speak English as a first language, they tend to get kind of left behind. Oh, hey, Captain, you're on YouTube too. Hello. They tend to get left behind. That is the reason I wouldn't send my kids to this school. And I heard a lot of other teachers say the same sentiment. They're like, oh no, I wouldn't send my kid here. I wouldn't send my kid here. I wouldn't send my kid here. It's not a bad school. It's really good for kids who are like underperforming, and terrible for kids who are like on grade level. If my kid was like underperforming, like for some reason, like I'm just been teaching them the letters and sounds and stuff, and they just really can't get it, then I would send them to my school, because I know they're not gonna get left behind in that school. They will not. But like if they're performing on grade level, I would like be like, please, can my kid go somewhere else, please? How about we go to this other school? Like I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't send my kid unless my kid was like underperforming. I would not send my kid to that school. It's so good for kids who are underperforming, but so bad for kids who are high flyers. Them kids get left behind. They come into kindergarten being above grade level, and by the time they reach second grade, they're like on par with everyone else because they didn't learn anything new. There was nothing for them to learn. They were just getting babied with the rest of the kids. You know what I mean? So did I say hi to Neo? Yeah, did I say hi to you? Hi, Neo. My high school teachers rule. Especially Mr. Wilson. I like a lot of my high school teachers. Not all of them, just some. It's a shame they don't realize how important education is until they don't have it anymore. School is a necessity, not a business. That was pretty much me too, Cyan. Okay, at least I'm not the only one. Yesterday on my school, I'm in my last year, like the next year I will go to the university, and in my school there's a lot of sick people from middle and high school. The teachers told us that they were so happy to be in our class because it's the only class that isn't sick. And this story reminded me to the video that you were sick so many times. Oh yeah, I'm like sick right now. I am like sick right now. Like 2 weeks into school, we already had like a bunch of kids and staff members go home with COVID. So I mean, it happened. I was sick 2 weeks ago. I think it's been 2 weeks. I got sick like 3 weeks into school. I sure did. I had a fever. I stayed home for 2 days. I stayed home for 2 days. So, oh well. This week I would probably stream on Tuesday, by the way. There's a teacher work day on Tuesday. So, I'm probably going to go in and like just do my like online course. Just sit down at my desk and like knock out the online course and then come home and stream, to be honest. It's going to be a simple day. Tuesday. Definitely should probably stream Tuesday. Out of 150 years from start of the school to the prepare men for the industry, nothing has changed except what ages go to school. Well, That, and also the more like No Child Left Behind. A lot of teachers complain about that thing. I believe, don't quote me on this, I think it was Obama who established it. Let me see. Who created No Child Left Behind Act? No, sorry, it was before him. It was before Obama. It was Bush. It was George W. Bush. He made the No Child Left Behind Act. And that act was probably the worst thing that could have happened to education. Hello, Smiley. Hi, how are you? I'm a kindergarten teacher and I'm yapping about teacher things. I'll see you later, Captain. Thanks for stopping by. The No Child Left Behind Act was a really bad one because in theory, right? And it sounds nice, right? You don't want to leave behind any kiddos, right? It sounds good in theory. So what they did was they made all these thresholds that these schools need to have. They started adding more tests to make sure the kids were ready. So now we have more standardized tests because of it. These school districts get punished. Now schools would get punished if X amount of kids didn't pass the test and stuff like that. And it became a whole thing. Also, you can't retain a kid, you can't hold a kid back if you don't do blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And in theory, that sounded like a good thing, right? But what that ended up doing was it ended up having kids move on to the next grade level when they're not ready. So now they're just forever behind, because if you're behind one grade level and you get moved on to the next one, you're going to be behind again, and you're going to be behind again. It is so hard to get a kid who is behind an entire grade level to get on par with the students around them, right? Because you need prior knowledge from the previous year to teach the next year, right? So now you got kids who don't get held back anymore. They just keep getting moved on, even if they don't need to get moved on. It also made it so that students with disabilities get put in standard classes, which is good and bad, right? It's good because they get that normal class experience, but it's also bad because again they get left behind if they're in a normal class setting and they have some sort of disability that maybe makes it harder for them to focus and harder for them to participate in stuff, or harder for them to learn. Now they're in a normal classroom full of kids who don't have that problem. So now they're falling behind. They need that one-on-one support, and they're not getting it. They're not getting it. Special needs, yes. Special needs. Hey, Gonzalez. Special needs, yes. So now they're in a normal classroom, and they're not getting it. And they did that because of inclusion, right? They didn't want kids with special needs to feel left out being in a separate classroom. But as a result, now they're getting left behind in said classroom. Now they're not feeling left out anymore. No, because they're in a normal classroom. Now they just know that they're different from their peers because they're surrounded by people who understand stuff and they don't. And they're getting left behind because the teacher, we cannot stop. And I can't stop teaching a lesson to go over to Billy's desk and help him one-on-one. You know what I mean? I had a whole class of 20 kids to teach. So that became an issue. And then what else? Oh yeah, and now we have all these tests now as a result. So now schools are teaching the tests, right? Once a kid hits third grade, that's when standardized testing starts. And now schools only teach the test. That's now, if you remember back to your classes, they were teaching you how to answer multiple choice questions. Teaching test strategies, how to teach multiple choice questions. You there's usually one answer that's really far off, so make sure you cross that one off. And then there's usually one that's not right and kind of sort of not right, so you cross that one off. And then there's two left that's pretty close to the answer, but only one is right. So you have to make. Remember that? You remember that? Do you remember them teaching you test strategies? That's because of the No Child Left Behind act that got made. So it's a whole thing. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks a lot. Rules, regulations, and stuff. I think of everything differently. Hold on, let me scroll. Let me see what you're actually responding to. Hold on. In your school, are teachers that know very well Spanish to help Spanish kids? No. There's not many students. There's not many teachers that actually speak Spanish. And The one, actually, let's say in my kindergarten, we have 6 teachers. One of them speaks Spanish. One of the teachers in kindergarten speaks Spanish. And you know what? Last year they didn't give her any Spanish speakers. None. She had like 2 in her class, while the rest of us had like 6, 7, 8 Spanish speakers. She kept getting all this English speakers, and she was so mad about it. She's like, "I'm literally here to help people. I'm literally here to help people. And I can't even do that because they won't give me the Spanish speakers. Welcome to the puppy praise smiley." It was really awkward. It was really awkward. I was in the gifted program from 1 year because everybody thought I was super smart when I was just had a super different way of thinking. Gifted programs. Do gifted programs still exist? Do they? I want to say at the schools hey Quack, hello. I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I'm talking about what's wrong with the school system right now, actually. Well, we had like, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh yeah, gifted programs. I don't know how well gifted programs still exist. I mean, a lot of schools don't have them. At least not the schools I've been to, they haven't had them. So I don't know if they're still around. I'm gonna assume that some schools do have a gifted program. It's just I've only ever worked with Title I schools, which is the schools with like no funding. Because of like the neighborhood has no funding, and so we don't really have the funding to have a class separately like that. Which is again why like the kids that are like the smarter kids get like kind of left behind in the classes. Good in theory, potentially bad in execution. It should be a case per case basis, in my personal opinion. It should be. Is that because school attendance rate had really low lately since COVID? Is that what happened? Is that why attendance rates are low? It was when COVID, after COVID, I became a teacher after COVID. So the attendance rate being low is just standard for me, just having like chronically absent kids. But I guess it wouldn't make sense that I started with COVID. I guess that would make sense. I'm also super terrible with maps. I thought Nebraska was Tennessee. Oh no, I'm terrible with maps too. One of my just chatting streams, I literally had somebody, I literally like did like one of those like maps things, like locate the place, and I did really bad. Hi Shenley. Hey Shardy. Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, our beloved Overlord, Miss Cyan Blue? Of course, Shards, of course. Why do you have two? Why do you have two Twitch accounts? I'm confused. You got Crown of Shards, you got Freight Wave, and you got what was the other one called? I forgot. Shall I bring in the third one? You have 3. Why do you have so many? Bro got 1 Twitch account for VTubers, 1 Twitch account for like I don't know gamers, and I got AP Government English Literature this year. I hate it. Oh yeah, that sounds terrible. I would literally cry. Okay, good night, Hyrule. Thanks for stopping by, friend. I would literally cry. But you got an internship with your counselor? Now that's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. That sounds great. I'm a teacher. We don't do internships. We do student teaching that you don't get paid for. So it's like an unpaid internship, you know? I have forgotten I made Twitch accounts and rediscovered them. That's crazy. I used to think geography and map reading issues were an American thing, but people all over the world have trouble with it. Well, yeah. People always think that like Americans are like dumb because we can't read a map, but like because we don't know a lot of the locations, but like, and then like the people from like the UK or like people in Europe can name like the countries surrounding them, and like that's it. Like if I were to point at a random country in Europe, they probably couldn't tell me. Like they know like a few. I noticed that they'll know like a few people, places surrounding them, and that's it. I'm like, in the US alone, there are 50 states. Okay, I'm not naming all 50. I mean, I can name them probably. I just can't tell you where they are. I'm not gonna sit down and memorize where every single 50 state is. I think 50 states are. I think that's a useless skill, low key. Like why does anyone need to know that? Who need, you know? One of my pet peeves is when people like get on you for not knowing something that's like a useless skill. You know what I mean? Like when older people are like, you can't even navigate your surroundings using a physical map. Girl, I got GPS. I don't need to do that. I always hate it when people like clown you for not knowing a useless skill. Oh, you don't know where all the states are? No, I know the surrounding states of mine, and I know, hey Suka, and I know the states that were near me and states that I've been to before. Those are it. Why do I need to why do I need to memorize the entire map? I don't. Nobody does. Hey, Suka, how are you? I said it before. I said it in main chat, and I'll say it again. And a lot of people disagree with me when I say it in main chat, but knowing how to read an analog clock is phasing out. Especially in America. I don't know about other countries, but in America, you don't need to know how to read an analog clock anymore. They don't teach it as much anymore. And I know that pisses off the older people, but it's not necessary. Everyone has a phone in their pocket that tells you the number, that tells you like digitally, tells you what time it is. If you don't have a watch, if you don't have a phone, a lot of us have watches, and guess what? Most watches now that are made have digital screens that tells you the time. You don't need to read an analog clock. If in my college classes, I went to a broke school. That school was falling apart, and even in that school, we had digital clocks. We didn't have old analog clocks in there. We had digital clocks. I could look at the top, read the numbers, and say, okay, that's what time it is. Analog clocks are phasing out, and it bothers people that they are. People are annoyed that we're not teaching that anymore, but you don't need them. At least here you don't. You don't need them here. The only time you see an analog clock these days are in some classrooms, and usually like for testing purposes, like testing classrooms, basically. Like when you're doing the SAT or ACT, a lot of times they have an analog clock in there just for the time purposes. And what else? If you go to your grandma's house, your Grammy-ma, your grandpa, your grandpappy, your little Grammy-ma, your grandpappy, those are the only two places you're gonna see an analog clock in. And it bothers people when I say that. They're like, oh, I can't believe this. Y'all not teaching how to read a clock. No, it's unnecessary. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff that's becoming unnecessary. I even predict that in the future, stay with me now. This one's a little crazy. In the future, I actually don't think that people are going to need to physically write anymore. I genuinely, the way things are going, we're teaching kids handwriting and writing in kindergarten, in first grade, in second grade, then third grade. Then in third grade, they're handed a laptop, and now it's type. Type up an essay, answer these questions online, type this up, type that up. Writing, genuinely writing is starting to phase out. I can't remember the last time I had to write a lot for anything. Everything I do is online. The last time I've had to write out something important was occasionally in the teacher staff meeting. So hand us a sticky note and say oh, write an answer to this. Answer this question. That's it. I've had to sign my name on documents and write my name and the date. I haven't had to write an essay on by hand since 10th grade, because we all had Chromebooks, so everything was due online. We all had Chromebooks by the time I reached 10th grade. So I don't know. It kind of sucks. I think writing's important, but at this point, I don't think that we will be writing physically for much longer. These kids are given iPads in kindergarten. It starts in kindergarten now. We have iPads in kindergarten, okay? People are shocked when I say that. They're like, oh, you're giving iPads? Yes, they have iPad time built into the curriculum now in kindergarten. It starts young. So, I don't know. I've never typed an essay. Then you were one of the lucky ones, friend. I only type everything. I had to type everything. Also, hi Blitzy, hi Solway. Hi Crocodile. And hi Kira kuni yasu watashi wa. Okay, let me just go back up. Sorry, I was yapping for a while. I'm currently studying computer software technology, hacking for the good of people at a school. This is super cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. That does. That sounds cool. The biggest argument that I've heard about the fact that is the fact countries in EU have so much vastly different cultures compared to the US. Now, if you wanted to travel somewhere else, maybe you need to learn how to read an analog clock, but as long as you're in the US, We are lazy. We are a lazy group of people. All right. Ain't nobody about to sit down and read an analog clock. I learned the states once. I drove through them. I learned the states in 5th grade when we had to memorize them, and then I forgot them. Canada will continue to teach you. Also, I've learned getting from state A to state B is pretty easy if you generally go west. If you're heading, yeah, you can like actually like just learn like the interstate routes and like where like the interstates and like the highways take you and stuff, because they're numbered for a reason. Like you can learn like what the numbers are for, and like you can just wing it to a state if you wanted to. No, all the Canadian provinces. What is the Manitoba? I don't know. Canada has a lot of analog clocks. Do they now? Is everybody here from Canada today? What's going on? Are y'all Canadian? I have a Canadian audience today. Today is all Canadian. Canadians. Yeah, Canadians. But no, phones rely on electricity, which most often would be quite a problem, especially with country. Oh yeah, 100%. It's actually kind of scary. Like if anything ever like happened, like the power grids, we'd all like not know what to do. Like you like oh, how do I start a fire? I don't know. I don't know how do I don't know. That's a scary thought though. Like if like the electricity stuff's ever went down in a place, we would not know what's going on. I think about that sometime actually. Like if we ever went to war with somebody and they decided to like send out one of those thingy things that like take down like the power grids and stuff. Oh yeah, it would not be a fun time for anybody. We'd have to like figure out like the basics. I know how to read a clock. Me too. You have 3 analog clocks in your room right now? Why? I have an old pocket watch from my grandfather in his day. See, that's what I said. That's what I said. If you got an analog clock, a lot of it came from your grandpappy or your grandma. Every essay I wrote on college was on a laptop. Yeah, everything I wrote. Well, I did have to write essays by hand in high school. I will say that. And as soon as I got to college, they're like, physical papers. I'm not reading that. You better send that to me online. Better email it to me. They would soon not know how to read, which is a problem. Soon not know how to read. Hey, Ghost! Kids already can't read. I hate to tell you this. But hi, pandas. Hey, panda. Oh, okay, bye, panda. I hate to tell you this, but kids already can't read. The ability to read in schools has dropped significantly over the past years. Less and less students are able to read on par with their grade level. It's getting kind of bad. Hope you have an amazing day and a wonderful year. I will, just because you told me to, friend. I will now. Hey, Purple, how are you? I'm talking about, cause I'm a kindergarten teacher. I'm talking about the school systems and how they're not hanging in there very well. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Ghost. I don't know. I hate to tell you this, guys. Yeah, a lot of the kids these days are already not reading on they're not reading on the grade level. I'm sorry. We're not doing too hot. Not in America at least. These kids cannot read to save their souls. It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. I mean, when I was a teacher's assistant, I learned how bad it was my first year, like working. I was a teacher's assistant like 3 years ago. And it was bad during that time. Good morning, Icy. It was bad. Like, I was working with a group of 5th graders, right? Because when you're a TA, you're just displaced. You go wherever they send you to. Bro, I was working with a group of 5th graders, and they were reading like 1st graders. They were like in the hat. What is this word? And I'm like, was. And they're like, okay, what is bad? Like, when I say it is bad, it is bad. And these kids take pride in it. They can't read, and they think it's cool. They think it's cool. I always find it so bizarre when kids think it's cool to not know stuff. They're like, he, I can't read. Like, huh? Is that a he moment? Is that funny? That's not funny. Nobody is laughing, friend. How are you doing? I'm okay. I'm pretty happy. I'm in a good mood today. I'm from New Zealand. It's 3 a.m. It's 4 a.m. I have sleeping problems, and I'm blaming my ADHD. That's valid. I can't say nothing. I'd be staying up just as late too. The internet is very, for the whole country right now. We are 7. Oh yeah, 100%. pocket watch is one of those few things I still have left of his. Is it a cute pocket watch? Is it a cutie one? You keep it in your pocket everywhere you go. Like, you just never take it out your pocket. I had like from my grandma, I wanted her snow globe because she always had a snow globe in her room. And, you know, when she was no longer here, they kind of like gave her stuff away to a bunch of different people. And I didn't get the snow globe. I was so upset about it. But then I went to like a Dollar Tree and I saw like there was a snow globe looked just like her. Like the one she had. So I bought that. And I consider that to be the thing I have with my grandma. Is a pocket. I was about to say pocket watch. You said pocket watch for your grandpappy. It's a snow globe I bought at the Dollar Tree just because it reminds me of the one she had. But I like it just the same. I would argue I could survive a week or two without power, albeit that wouldn't be a comfortable living. Oh yeah, I could survive for a little bit, you know? Snuggle up with my dog. I'm taking my dog hunting. Yeah. It's cool to be as good as a medieval peasant. Yeah, it's bad, y'all. It's bad. These kids literally be flexing their non-education. It actually really irritates me when a kid doesn't know something that they think is funny. I had a kid last year in particular who didn't know a single thing by the end of the school year. This is kindergarten. By the end of the school year, they're supposed to be able to read CVC words, which is consonant, vowel, consonant words. Think like hat, top, cap. Things with like a vowel in the middle and the consonant, vowel, consonant, CVC words. And sight words, so words like is, was, the, they can look at them and read it. Tell me why this kid by the end of the year didn't know his letters. I would hold up a letter and say, what is this? And he'd shrug his shoulder and he'd laugh. Like he thought it was so funny when I would ask him about something that he didn't know. And it used to make me so mad. I'm like, what is funny about wasting an entire year? I don't understand why kids think it's so funny to not know stuff. Like, where's the funny? Once they get older, I'm like high school, then they start to realize they don't know stuff. I feel like it becomes less funny and more of a topic they just don't like to talk about. So then that's when they start skipping school and stuff because they don't want like people to know that they don't know stuff. But like it starts early, man. It starts early. I hate to see them start signing on to car contracts and getting screwed with like 40% interest because they can't read. No, valid. What are you gonna take a picture of it and have like Siri read it for you or something? Maybe ChatGPT gonna read out loud for you. I don't know. It's a golf pocket watch. The little pouch it had broke, so I went to get a new one. Oh, that's cute. So you've been taking care of the watch, yeah? You stay up too late, too often, Cyan? I sure do. I stayed up until I think one of those days this week I stayed up till like 3 in the morning. I just could not sleep. They would get their parents to read it to them. Bro, their parents aren't gonna always be here. You know, it makes a bit more sense when like kids are baby when they're in kindergarten. They're 5 and sometimes parents like don't realize how much a 5-year-old is capable of, so they get babied, and it's annoying for us, but like it makes a lot more sense when a kid's like 5 is babied as opposed to like when a high schooler is babied by their parents. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense when kids are babied in kindergarten. It's annoying for us because they're supposed to be independent beings, but I mean it makes sense. But well, they're not supposed to be fully independent by kindergarten. They're supposed to be mostly independent, so they're able to do stuff without like you can give them like an instruction and they can like follow it in kindergarten basically, but they still might need assistance from an adult. That's how they're supposed to be in kindergarten. Some kids in kindergarten can't do anything. I have one kid who won't move unless you literally move him. Like I would say, everyone go to the carpet. Every kid will go to the carpet except him. Bro will sit there. Hey legs, how are you? Bro will sit there, stare you dead in the eye, and wait until you come over there, grab his hand, and make him go to the carpet. Like, it's bad. Did you know Rhapsody is the unofficial anthem of New York? I don't even know what Rhapsody is, I'm be honest. I used to stay up to 5 or 6 a.m. I used to do that every summer. Every summer I would stay up till 5 or 6 a.m. It was fun. But when they're adults, no excuses, yeah. I heard 18-year-olds bring parents to job interviews. Oh, I've heard about that too. I have heard about that. I've also heard about people trying to use ChatGPT to answer interview questions. As if like people wouldn't notice. It's kind of crazy. Bringing parents to the job interview is crazy. Yeah, I heard about it. Did you know that there are newer generations that apparently go to job interview? Yeah. They go with their parents. I would never. But to be fair, I did get my first ever job in my 20s. Like being a teacher's assistant was my first job, and then my second ever job was being a teacher. But that was because my parents wouldn't let me get a job, right? I don't think I've ever told the story. It's a weird story of why I didn't work. So when I was in college, this was before COVID, right before COVID, I wanted a job. It was like a year before COVID. I was like, hey, I kind of want money, like something to do for the summer. I want a job. And my dad was like, well, I used to work at grocery stores, so you're going to work at grocery store. And I said, I don't want to work at a grocery store. I said, there's a doggy daycare around the corner, and I think I would be much better off taking care of like the animals there and making basically the same amount of pay as I would hey fam, how are you? As a person who worked at the grocery store would, and I would just not hate my life as much. And they were hiring, right? This was before, like, you know, when hiring actually meant they were looking for people and not just putting up fake ads everywhere. And I was like, oh man, I want to have I want to work at the doggy daycare. And my dad was like, no, you need to work at a grocery store, because I worked at grocery stores for years and it worked out fine for me, and you get to work overtime. And I was like, sir, respectfully, I don't plan on working overtime. I don't have anything I'm saving for. I just want money, and I'm just saving to save. Like, I just want to save money to have money. You work overtime when you have a purpose, when you gotta pay bills, and when you're trying to save for something in particular. You don't work overtime just to work overtime. It's like, I don't need to work overtime. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to. I don't need to right now. And he was like, no, you're going to. So he forced me to apply to local grocery stores. But then he also said, just go ahead and apply to that doggy daycare though while you're at it. So I applied to the doggy daycare around the corner, right? Applied to doggy daycare around the corner. They actually responded to me really quickly. They responded to me like the next day. And they were like, hey, so like the way that it works in the job, the first day is like a volunteer day, just to see how you are with animals, just to make sure you're not like afraid of the animals, you're not going to like harm the animals, etc. So why don't you come down and we'll like show you the ropes and stuff, and if we like you, we'll hire you, basically is how it worked. So they responded instantly, and I was like, oh, that sounds like fun, yippee. And I told my dad, and he was like, we're gonna wait to hear back from the grocery store people. And I was like, okay, guess what? The grocery stores didn't respond to me. Only the doggy daycare did. And I was so mad. I was like, okay, well, these places haven't responded. Can we go now? And he was like, oh, but no, we need to take you into the store. Because if you go into the store and tell them, yeah, I am a dog lover, and tell them that you really want a job, then they're going to hire you because they see your initiative. And I was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, you're doing it. So he took me into the grocery store around the corner, and he said, all right, present yourself. Talk to these people. Their manager wasn't there. So I just looked really stupid walking in there all dressed up to talk to nobody. They were like, oh, our manager's not in today, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay. So then I went home, and I was like, okay, this doggy daycare. And then my dad was like, you ain't working at a doggy daycare. And I said, fine. Then I'm not working. And so that is the story of how I did not work. My dad wanted me to work at a grocery store so bad that he would not let me work any other job. But the grocery stores were not replying to me. Only the doggy daycares were. And I was so mad. Speak a little slower. Nah, homie, you just gonna have to keep up. I'm a fast talker. I'm a yapper, a certified yapper. I can't be a yapper if I'm speaking slow. I can't yap at slow speeds. Then I can't get all my stories out, right? I'm on like a 3-hour limit here. I got a lot of stories to tell. But it was bad. It was really bad. And I really wanted to work there too. And then the year after that, I wanted to work again, but this time it was COVID. COVID was hit. All right. Then the year after COVID, you know, things were starting to open back up again. You know, people were just like wearing masks, but they were going back to normal days. Coach Haru actually came to me with a job like opportunity. He said, I know you want to be a teacher. And this summer, like one of these schools is offering like a summer school like thing. And the pay was like really good for like a helper for like a summer school. Hey Trey, how are you? And so I was like, okay, I would do that. And I told my parents that I wanted to work this thing with Kotaru. And I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I get to see Kotaru every day. I'll be able to work with him and stuff. This is way before we were dating. And my dad was like, you ain't working with kids. COVID's going to get you. So yeah, I didn't get to work that either. So my first ever job was graduating from college. and becoming a teacher's assistant. That was my first ever job. Oh my gosh, welcome to the puppy parade, Shardy. I've never seen you around here before. Hello. Yeah, so that's the story of why my first ever job was in my like early 20s. Because my dad just refused to let me work anywhere else that wasn't that stupid grocery store around the corner. And then COVID hit. He was like, well, you definitely not working at all. And I was like, oh. Anyways, there's going to be a 30-second ad break. And there's going to be a 30-second, a 3-minute ad break in 30 seconds. I'm sorry, it's a long ad break. During that time, I'm going to put the Be Right Back screen on so you guys aren't missing anything. And I'm going to go, honestly, probably microwave a slice of pizza low-key. Meow. And I'll be back, okay? You got 20 more seconds, and then I'll scroll up and read like chat. I miss a lot of messages. I was yapping too much. Okay, bye, Suka. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Are you a fox? No, I'm a dog. Okay, anyways, be right back, guys. I'll see you in 3 minutes. 3 minutos. Be right back. Be right back. Wow. Hey, I hope you guys. I hope you guys miss me as much as I miss. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, I hurt my foot. Why did that hurt so bad? What was that? What did I just do? Anyways, like I was saying before, I tried to sit crisscross applesauce and like absolutely damaged the side of my foot, I guess. I hope you guys miss me as much as I miss you guys. Man, I'm so tired of like not being able to stream as often. Next month will be better. Next month will 100% be better. I much rather prefer spending my time not working, being an anime dog girl on the internet. It's my favorite hobby. It's my absolute favorite hobby. So I really want to do that. Any streaming plans for next week? Yeah. I'm going to talk, which is my favorite thing to do. I'm going to talk. I want to yap and yap some more. I got to get back on my grind. I got to get back on my grind. I have not been on the content creation grind this month, and it shows. I got to get back on the grind. Which day is Tuesday? Tuesday's a teacher work day. Definitely Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be open. Cuz I ain't going to have to deal with children on Tuesday, so I can definitely stream at that time. Probably Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, honestly. Gotta stay consistent, you know, guys. Gotta stream on the same days. Pretty good. Just got a haircut, so my hair can breathe, and I just got a matcha latte. Dude, I got a haircut not too long ago, and it's the best thing ever. I mean, obviously, my hair is still super long. I mean, look at it. But it's a little bit shorter, and just that little bit shortness makes all the world of difference. It can make your hair go from 6 hours to 5 hours. You know what I mean to do? Tuesday around that time, it would be, Yapping After Bark, which is a 7 p.m. stream. I only stream 7 p.m. on the weekdays. That is like always my time. Unless it's a collab, it will always be 7 p.m. on the weekdays and always 11 a.m. on the weekend. Hello, Mr. Knight. Good morning. Also, all yapping streams, probably not Friday. I don't like doing yapping back to back. So like I wouldn't do like Friday yapping and then Saturday yapping. Friday would probably be a game. Just which one would I play? What should I play on Friday? Probably an open wholesome game. I like playing open wholesome games, like Cooking Simulator and stuff like that, and the dog one. Is Rain World an open wholesome game? What is on my Steam library? What do I own currently? Let me see. What kind of games would this dog play on stream? Maybe not Pal World. Wrong word. Sorry. I opened up. The first thing I saw was Pal World. Maybe the farm sim called Palia. I haven't played Palia in a long time, but it's really comfy and really cute. I kind of like it. Maybe I don't know. I do have a game called Pets Hotel. I might try that one out. I have to look. I like playing wholesome games. Oh, there's also a game called Kokoro. There's stream chat games. Maybe I'll play oh, I know. You know what we should do for Fridays? We should make Fridays community days. That'd be a really fun thing to do on Fridays, wouldn't it? Like on Fridays, we could play like community games. Like we could play like Mario Kart together or like something like that. I think of Fridays for community days. It'd be a lot of fun, actually. I think that'd be a ton of fun. I could try to set that up. Fridays are community days. Community draw together is not okay for stream. That would have to be heavily moderated. Like you'd have to be in my community X amount of times, participating in chat for X amount of days. Like community drawing on stream, it can get bad really fast. I've done it before. The first time I didn't realize how bad it could go, so I just let anybody join, and we had people drawing the most inappropriate, nasty stuff happen. And then when I did it after that, I would only take regulars, so people who like I saw their names a lot and I knew who they were. And then I would DM each person like the link to the thing, so like it wasn't a thing. So what might happen actually, if that were the case, if I were to do stuff like draw something things, I would have to have like a special Discord role. Probably like a special role in the Discord for games like that, right? Like a special like like my VIP role, I guess you could say. Anyone like I would like give out to VIP to regulars, and like any VIP person could join. Something simple like that, and I can make a special VIP role in the Discord or something, so that I could always like drop, hey, we're playing this game today on stream. For just you guys, we could drop this. It would be for regulars only. But yeah, Fridays could be community days. I think Friday being community days would be so much fun. It'd be so much fun, and it gets people talking, gets people engaged, gets people having fun. Yeah, that's a good idea. So my stream days would be Tuesday would be chatting, and then Fridays would be community days, and then Mondays, and Saturdays would be more chatting. Yeah, 7 p.m. community day, right? Yeah, be a community night for me and like pretty much everybody. Sorry if you're in Europe. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that would probably be like amazing. Like I think that'd be really fun. We should do that. VIP, very important pupper. Yes, very important puppers indeed. Very important puppers indeed. That creates more work for me. Does it? I'm sorry. Time zones are stinky. You should tell your time. We should tell our time zones to stop being so stinky all the time. It won't be a problem. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Mostly because I don't like trying to decide. I don't like having just chatting streams next to each other, because I'm only one person. How do you talk about something like talk? Only talk, like yapping twice a week is enough for me to have a lot of things to say, right? And I told you I write down stuff. I write down stuff that I'm going to talk about, right? And I have a ton on my list right now. I'm at one as we speak right now. I just thought about something I want to mention later. I'm at it when I speak. But like, if you like are chatting like 24/7, how do you like people who like do just chatting streams every day? What do you do? How do you talk all the time? How do you talk that much? I'm a yapper, but even I like can't talk every single day. So yeah, Friday community night. Oh well, perfect. What would we call it? We need to have a name. We got Yip Yap Mornings, Yapping After Bark. What would we call a community day? What would we call a community day? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna get Neon to make a logo for it. So you know exactly what we're looking for. Bye, Bootsy. Bye. Band practice. It's gotta be something that new people who are joining knows what's going on. Like Yip Yap Mornings is kind of self-explanatory, unless you're like the other person who was here earlier, who's like who speaks a different language. Puppy After Party. Oh, we could call it puppy parties. Friday puppy party. Puppy We could call it puppy party. I kind of like this. Kind of cute. Puppy parties. Yeah. Puppy parties. Friday puppy party. Puppy parade. Puppy parade don't sound as fun as a puppy party. You know what I mean? Friday puppy parties. Yeah, I like having names for specific streams. People know what's going on, you know. So then they'd be like, oh, it's gonna be a puppy party stream day. We could do this. We could do that. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna put a pin in that. So maybe on Friday we could play Mario Kart. I have to gauge how many people actually have the new Mario Kart though, like Mario Kart World, because it might just have to be a Mario Kart 8 thing. Because I know not that many people have a Switch yet, as far as I know. Friday puppy party. Friday puppy parties. I like that. I like combine it. I like that. Friday puppy parties. That's cute. That's a cute little thing. Fridays with the pat. Friday puppy parties is what I'm thinking. That's a good combination right there. Yes. Y'all are so good. Y'all so good at this naming thing. I'm not. I'm terrible at coming up with names. You know how long it took me to come up with Yip Yap Mornings? And then I had y'all help me come up with Yapping After Party. That one took a while. We were like out on back and forth. I was like, Yeah, that sounds like fun. We should do that. What community games are there that people like to play? I know drawing some things. Drawing things would be a fun one, but that would be VIP only. I think it's time to start handing out VIP badges to my regulars. I think it's time. I actually have access to like 50 VIP badges. So I could give out like VIP badges to people like I know are here a lot and stuff. So far, the only people who have VIP badges are like really old VTuber friends of mine. as well as anyone who's in Rame. Anyone. 50 is a lot. Yeah, you earn more VIP badges by having X amount of people talk at the same time. And I think a long time ago, I had a stream where I got raided by a bunch of people. So I had a lot of people chatting at once. So I got a ton of badges from that. And I think that's what I think it's the threshold of like X amount of people talking at one time. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Because like if someone raids you and everyone goes like, you know, everyone says like a raid message, that contributes to that. I think I got raided like a lot one day, and like people all kept saying the raid message, and it was like, okay, you had this many people talk at once, you got all these VIP badges, and I was like, yeah. I usually just give them out very sparingly though. But some of y'all deserve them VIP badges, and as often as y'all be around here, around these parts, you know. I've always thought about making them redeem to earn like VIP badges though, because that way if you're a regular, it would like also like show. Because some people are lurkers, right? So, like they might like come to every stream of mine and they're lurkers, and I might not know that they are regulars just because they don't like speak as much, and that wouldn't be fair for them, would it? So maybe like the lurkers would have a lot of like rewards and stuff, so maybe they could like earn a badge from like the rewards. That's probably a good idea. Have like a rewards badge. You have like X amount of things. I shall hydrate, and then I'm gonna get another water bottle. Oh, I did bring another water bottle. I'm so silly. I brought one. I forgot about it. It would have to be super duper expensive. Affordable water? Yes! I was just talking about how I need another water bottle. Affordable water, please. Please, I need water. I'm so thirsty. Please. Had to be expensive, like 20k or 50k. How expensive would you think it would be? Also, hi Gator. Hi Vtuber Gator. How are you? How are you? Do you play Apex? I used to. Fun fact, by the way. I started off as a Apex streamer. My entire first year, I only streamed Apex with Kotaru. That's all I played. Apex this, Apex that, and D&D. I only played D&D and Apex. Gator, I miss you. Gator, you're such a silly guy, and I miss when we had streams together, and you were our DM when we played D&D. It was so fun. I miss it. I miss being in D&D so bad. I just don't have time for it no more. D&D is so time consuming. I don't have time to like consistently do it. I said meow. Due to my Vice stream redeem, you never could get the badge you did a stream. Well, some people would automatically get a badge if I were to put this in place. The people who I know of will be around that will get the badge. Do you like my VTuber model? Thanks, Water. That's a big compliment coming from Water. Cause like, you know, everybody needs water. And now you're saying you like my model? That's amazing. If I get this job at school, I plan on doing another D&D game. Ooh, it'll be a dark sun setting. Ooh. Well, probably don't count me in, because this girl ain't got that much free time no more. Starting a VTuber group was fun on paper, but now it just requires so much effort. And sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I didn't do that. But you know what? That's okay. I like having the group. I just don't like being responsible sometimes. Cyan, Discord D&Ds could sound fun. Oh, we just like have a Discord thing. You know, I like hardly hang out in the Discord. I really... Not in the voice chat. I used to hang out in the voice chat back when I had free time. But your girl like fully employed now. I don't know how people be like fully employed and like be streaming like 5 times a week and then hanging out in Discord voice chat and stuff. But no, we can make Friday. What did we say? What did we say Friday was called? Friday. Let me write that down before I forget this thing. We said Friday puppy parties. Friday puppy parties. That's the name of our Friday. I might modify it a bit, but that's the going name right now for our Friday community days. I think that's a fun idea. I'm excited. I do get a little aggressive when I play Mario Kart though, just letting you guys know. I do get a little aggressive. Kotaro would most likely join for Mario Kart though. Like low-key, that's his favorite game. So if he had people to play with, he 100% would probably join. Probably won't speak much though. I mean, I only got one microphone and like I got this big old gaming chair. He can't really like... He can't sit in a big old gaming chair while I'm sitting in a big old gaming chair. Back accidentally left. Well, welcome back. You love Mario Kart? You do? It's okay, honestly. But I'm not like, Welcome to the Puppy Parade water. The only like online game I'm like super excited for is Kirby Air Riders. We will 100% will have Kirby Air Riders days. And please, when we do Kirby Air Riders and City Trial Online, please, for the love of Cyan, do not chase me down and break my ride all day. I will be really mad. Welcome to the Puppy Parade Pink. Please do not chase me down and break my ride over and over and over again. I will scream. Nintendo is acting like a loser. They are acting like a loser, but you know what? I am also a loser because I really like Kirby, and I was like, I can't not have Kirby Air Riders. I'm part of the problem. I know I am. I know I'm part of the problem. But man, have you seen Kirby Air Riders? Have you seen Kirby Air Riders? Have you seen Kirby Air Riders? It's such a good looking game. I've been waiting like a million trillion. I'm waiting what, how many, like 20 years for a new Kirby Air Rider. I didn't think it was gonna happen. And then it did, and I was like, whoa. I saw your Instagram, but never saw your Twitch. I'm glad people are still finding me via my Instagram because I have not been posting like that. I've been too busy this month. I'll get back to like regularly posting on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube starting next month. I just haven't had time to like sit down and like script out the stuff and like read my stuff. I haven't had time, so I'm grinding out. I'm taking an online course and I've been grinding it out. It's due in 9 days, so I have 9 days to finish it. So next week I should be back to like normal posting 2 to 3 days on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. I plan on posting 1 ASMR read a month. I have already gotten the script. I have 3 scripts ready. I just gotta read them and send them off to the editor, stuff like that. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I found you by Instagram. Hey, Bacon. Okay, I'm glad my other social medias are still around. I haven't been posting as much, and you know how social media goes, how any like platform goes. If you don't do something consistently, if you break that consistency at all, they just pretend like you don't exist anymore. So that's it's low-key. It's starting to happen since I've been busy this month, but that's okay. Listen, I much rather have a job than have views on my posts. You know what I mean? I'm employed. I got a job to keep. I got children that I need to teach. I'm a kindergarten teacher. I got kids I gotta educate, you know. I ain't worried about like views on some posts. I'm worried about keeping my job. So it'll be okay. I'll be okay. But yeah, I'm excited to be done with this course. I'm so excited about it. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. And then once I'm finished, once I finish, the grind will start. I will get right back on the VTuber grind. I do have 2 ASMR. I got 2 ASMR scripts. I have 3 done now. So I have 1 ASMR script that's gonna be a YouTube video. It is what's the word? It's like, it's your point of view. You're sick and you have a doggo to take care of you. A dog girl to take care of you. The other scenario is like we meet at like the library and I'm like reading my favorite. Came in the library to read my favorite books, and I run into you, who's also reading one of my favorite books. And then the last one is camping with Cyan. I've always wanted to do a campsite one, where like we're just telling stories around a campfire and stuff. I think that's a fun one. I've always wanted to do a camping one. I have. It's so fun. It's so fun. Yeah, campfire. Yeah, let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Our CAMPFIRESONG song. And if you don't think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. But it'll help if we just sing along. Yeah, campfire. Roasting marshmallows, telling stories, going for a walk. I haven't been camping in years and I miss it. Well, that's not true. I miss parts of camping. The part I did not like was the sheer amount of bugs. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Omega. The sheer amount of bugs sucked. And like, because it's the outdoors, you turn on like well, it wasn't the fact that there's bugs out there that bothered me. Obviously, we're outside, right? It was the fact that when nighttime hit and you turned on a flashlight, all of the bugs will like attack you because they're trying to like get to the light. That was what bothered me the most. Like I would just be trying to navigate my way around. You know, I have a little flashlight in my hand. I'm like, oh, I'm walking around. And then every bug in the area, but like surrounding area would be like surrounding you because you got a stupid flashlight. That's the only thing that bothered me. Also, when I got home from camping, I only went camping once. I can't remember if it was once or twice. I think it was one time with my friends in high school. When we went camping, I came home with like tiny little bumps all over my like legs and arms. And to this day, I still don't know what that was. Like they were like really like microscopic, like tiny, teeny tiny bumps. I don't know what they were. And my best friend also had them too. We slept in the same tent. But my friend who slept in a different tent didn't have them. So there had to have been a bug that was trapped in there with us, and it was feasting on us all night long. And they weren't ant bites because my friend is allergic to ants. So if they were ant bites, she would have been like swelling up and stuff. So they weren't ant bites. I just don't know. And the bumps were tiny, like really small. But there were so many of them. You gotta go, okay, I hope you have a good day too. And yeah, I have good energy. I'm in a talking mood today. You can tell I'm in a talking mood when I'm not in a talking mood. I got energy right now, so I'm in a yapping mood right now. But yeah, there's so many tiny little bugs that I was like, where are you coming from? Oh, in the bathroom when I went camping. The bathrooms? Oh my God. The bathroom has so many spiders in it. I was like, out of all the places these spiders could hang out in, why in the bathroom? Does that mean that had to have meant there's like a high like bug population in the bathroom? But I never saw that many in there. I just saw a million spiders and I was like terrified. Every single stall was like covered in webs. You had to like shimmy your way past like the spiders and like hurry up and use the bathroom without like touching them or disturbing them. It was so scary. Every time I had to use the bathroom, I was terrified. I was so scared. I was like, I can't do this. And to take a shower was also scary too. Because there's also, like I said, there's all these spiders around. I don't want to like have my clothes off when there's spiders around. They're gonna get on me. I'm an arachnophobe. I'm actually like really terrified of spiders. There's bugs that I don't like. And then there's bugs I'm terrified of. And spiders are the only like classification of bugs that I'm just like, I can't even look at them, you know. I'm scared to like smack a spider. I'm scared to like I'm terrified of them. They're the only bug. Like there are bugs I'll avoid, like wasps. I'll avoid wasps. And I don't like being around them. I'm like stay away from me. But I'm not like terrified of wasps, you know. But spiders, they're so creepy. I don't understand people who say spiders are cute. The only spiders that are kind of cute that I like seen videos of are like the little tiny jumping spiders. But they'd be like tilting their heads and they got like those big eyes. Okay, those ones are like kind of cute. Everything else, terrible. Earwigs are the absolute worst. What is an earwig? What is that? What is an earwig? Hold on, Google earwig. Earwig insects? Oh my God, what is that? What is that? Ew. Are nocturnal insects known for their distinctive pincers? What are these? I've never seen this before in my life. In Ontario? Oh my God, I'm not going to Canada. You can't make me go to Canada, bro. What are these? I'm traumatized. I'm never looking up an insect ever again. Ew. Do they bite you? Do they bite you with their pincers? There's so many different kinds too. And why are they like an orangish brown? This one's white. Why is he white? This one has wings, he can fly? No, they don't. They just look gross. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add that to my list, bro. I'm adding that one to my list. I'm terrified of spiders and whatever earwigs are. Whatever them things are, they scary too. And I ain't never seen one before in my life, but them things are gross. This is what I'm afraid of, right? Because Kotaru wants to like travel. He wants to go to China. We want to go to China and Japan. He really wants to travel and see the world. I'm afraid of the type of insects and animals I'm going to see if I go to a different like country. You know what I mean? It's the small stuff you don't think of. Hey, Rise. Hey, Army. Hey, Rise Army, how are you? It's stuff you don't think about. Like when you go to different countries, like, I just want to sightsee. And I'm over here in the back of my brain, like, what kind of bugs are there? What kind of diseases and sicknesses are there that aren't in America? What kind of, you know what I mean? Like, that was the first thing I mentioned to Kotaro. I was like, do you know about the bugs there? Like, what kind of bugs do you find there? What kind of animals do you find there? What am I going to run into? What kind of nature thing am I going to run into while I'm at these countries? That's my first thought. But that's probably just because I have anxiety. So my first thought is like, what is going to hurt me? I even asked him, I said, what kind of natural disasters do they have in China? I was like, I know Japan got earthquakes all the time, so I'm prepared for that. And if it's a big earthquake, you find somewhere inland because you know a tsunami going to come after that. I'm very aware of that. All right, I know how Japan works for the most part. They got earthquakes like all the time, like usually really small ones, like daily. So I'm ready for that, but like that's my first thoughts. I don't know. I don't know. Like what kind of bugs? Like you know what I mean? Like I don't want to go stay like and like in a hotel or something and see like the nastiest, most biggest like a mystery bug or something. You know? Like you're gonna see like a mystery insect, especially like if you go to like Australia or something. You're gonna be like, what is that? Retro, hello. How are you? Talking about bugs and how nasty they are. And now I'm scared to go to different countries because I know different countries have different bugs, bro. I'm gonna get jumped by like a super roach or like a super wasp or something in a different country. I'm gonna travel to China and then get jumped by like gigantic spiders or something. I don't know what they got over there, but I do want to travel. I'm just really scared about the nature around. I don't know anything about the nature there, and I'm scared. I'd be scared of the bugs here. You go visit a few states over, you're gonna see some new mystery bugs. I'd be scared of them too. Go to a different country, everything gonna be a mystery bug. Every day, I'm gonna be like, what is that? What is that? Is he gonna kill me? Is that thing gonna sting me? Is he gonna bite? What is that? You're good? I'm good too. I got a lot of energy right now. Got a lot of energy. I'm an energy dog. What can I say? I'm an inner dog. Inner dog. Oh, guys, on Thursday, I'm a kindergarten teacher. On Thursday, we had our family fun night. It's why earlier in the stream, I said I worked 12 hours. That day, I did. Because we were required to stay for that night. Family fun night was actually surprisingly fun as being a teacher on that night. You know why? I got to run the snow cone machine. They let me run the snow. I was selling snow cones to kiddos, and it was kind of fun, low key. I'm sorry, I've never been employed other than being my only ever job I've ever had was being a teacher. So I don't know, having like a different role for once was like exciting to me. I don't know, like I've never worked another job. And now you're letting me run the snow cone machine? Heck yeah, dude. I was like, man, I could run a snow cone machine for a living. Let me be a snow cone vendor, seller, lady. I was over there. I felt like I was playing one of those management games in like real life, you know, like, oh, what color would you like? Okay, you want a little bit of yellow and green coming right up. Okay, which color would you like? Which one would you like? What flavor? Oh, you want the red one? Okay, coming right up. I was having way too much fun. I was like all smiles. Like everyone around me was like straight face, was like, oh, I gotta do this again. And I was over here like, which one would you like? You want the red one? Here you go. And then welcome to the Puppy Parade, Ackman. And again, is also cool because these kids, you're giving snow cones to children, right? And they're so excited. They're so excited. They're like, oh, I get one of these? Does it cost money? No, it's free. It's free! And then I'd give them a little snow cone, working on my own snow cone machine. They'd be so happy. Bro, family fun night as a teacher was really fun. I'm going to sign up for the snow cone machine every year. All right, welcome to the Puppy Parade Retro. I'm gonna be running that stand every year. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, all right? Ain't nobody gonna stop me. It was real fun. Well, it was fun because I wasn't the one actually like doing the shaving of the ice though. The ice shaving machine kept getting stuck, and that was kind of a problem. But like I wasn't the one dealing with that. I was just taking the snow cones, pre-making them, and if the line was short, pre-making them, and then giving the flavors to whoever wanted them, and asking them, which one would you like? Which one would you like? Very fun. I'd do it again. If y'all ever need a snow cone machine seller lady, I'm your person. I'm right here. College started 3 weeks of it started. Oh, I'm how many weeks into teaching? I think we're like a full month into teaching now. Next week would be like a full 4 weeks of teaching. I'm a teacher. I'm a kindergarten teacher. Kindergarten teacher. Kindergarten teacher. You love snow cones? I don't. Snow cones literally just taste like ice because, like, yes, like the syrup touches it, but then all the syrup goes to the bottom of the cup. So you're just eating ice, and then you just drink the syrup at the bottom. I don't like snow cones that much. They're just ice. I mean, it's just something to get when you're cold. I mean, when you're hot outside, that's really it. College is so tiring. I am not regretting though making new friends and stuff. Oh my god, I loved college. I loved college so much. My college years were one of the best years of my life. I mean, I hated high school so much. I was so depressed in high school. I even got diagnosed with depression when I was in high school. Then I got to college and everything got better. Like, my first year, I was still a little depressed, still sad all the time. But by my second year, bro, I was like, I have friends. I have friends now. I have independence. Like, I can go anywhere I want to go, when I want to go. Like, I can buy whatever I want to buy, when I want to buy it. Bro, college, like, freed me mentally. Like, it was so good. High school first is hard. High school was very hard. And then you get to college and it's so good. It's so good, though. Snow cones beside, it's just it's not even flavored ice. It's just ice. The flavor goes all the way to the bottom. If you let a snow cone sit still for like more than like a minute, all the flavor just drops to the bottom. Like, it just doesn't go anywhere. Can't do much at math, but I'm good at physics. Isn't physics like all math? I'm confused. Isn't physics like the math science next to like chemistry, which uses some math? Physics is like all math. Oh, all math from what I remember. I don't know how that works. Oh man. But also, so I was running the snow cone machine, right? And also, it was actually really fun. So I ran a snow cone machine. We actually sold out of snow cones. Well, I mean, it was free, obviously. So yeah, we ran out of cups. We had 300 cups. We ran out of cups. So we said, okay, no more snow cones. We're out of cups. And so after we ran out of cups, I didn't have a job anymore, but I had to stay until the night was over. Obviously, I'm a teacher. We can't really leave until everything's over. So I just went outside to see what's going on. They had like a bounce house, they had like ice cream stuff, they had a DJ and stuff. I went outside. And then when I was outside, all of my former kids that were there, like my kids like who are in first grade now, who are in second grade now, they saw me, they're like, Miss Blue. They started giving me hugs and stuff. One of the kids, as soon as I stepped outside, she screamed, said, Miss Blue! And she followed me around the entire time until the event was over. She literally followed me around, and I love that kid so much, so I was really happy that she did that. She followed me around the entire time. I miss having her in my class. She's in first grade now. Had her last year. I remember the last day, she was one of the kids crying with me. We all cried in the last day of school. I cry every year. I cry every year. Give my kids a big hug. Cry all the way to the buses. Cry dropping my kids off the bus. I do every year. It's the last memory I have. Last memory I have of her is her like in the corner just sobbing and like giving me a bunch of hugs. Like, I'm gonna miss you. Yeah, so she followed me around the entire time. And I missed her, so I was really happy. And so I bought her an ice cream. So she followed me around. I said, okay, well, we're gonna keep following me, then you're gonna have to do what I do. And she said, okay, yeah, I do what you do. What we doing? What we doing, Miss Blue? What we doing? And I was like, I'm gonna go get ice cream. You going to go get some ice cream too? She's like, yeah, I'm gonna get ice cream. That's how she talks. Yeah, I want ice cream, Miss Blue. And I was like, okay, come on. I said, this costs us money, so don't tell anybody I bought you this, okay? Because then everyone's gonna want one. And she said, okay, I keep secrets real good, is what she said. She's so cute, I love her. So I bought her an ice cream. And she as soon as I bought her an ice cream, she immediately ran to her dad to show her what like she did. And then she ran back to me. She immediately ran to her dad to like be like, Miss Blue bought me ice cream. And then she immediately ran back to me and kept following me around the whole time. I loved her so much. I miss my kids. I hate seeing them in the hallways. It feels like a rejection, like seeing your former kiddos in the hallway in a different teacher's line. Like, how dare you not be in my class again? How dare you? You know, I hate it. I hate not seeing them in my class and only seeing them in the hallways. I've also learned that once kids hit second grade, they're too cool to acknowledge you and they're too cool to like you anymore. Like in first grade, they're still like, oh my gosh, Miss Blue, hi, Miss Blue, hi. They see you in the hallways. By the time these kids reach second grade, they're like, oh hey. And then they keep walking. I'm like, okay, well, hello to you too. I think I only got like 2 second graders as of right now who's still like really excited to see me. When they see me, who was in my kindergarten class. Everyone else is just, all other second graders are like, hey. Oh, hey, Miss Blue. How you been? Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been good too. All right, I see you around. Like, that's how they are now. It sucks. It sucks. I want them to stay babies forever. I do. Because they are such babies in kindergarten. But yeah, it was so fun seeing all my students. One of my students from last year, he was always telling me that every single day he would tell me he was hurting. He goes, Miss Blue, I hurt here and here and here. Every day he would say that. He's like an old man. I don't know if that kid like used to go to the doctor or what, but he's like an old man. Every day he'd smile and say, it hurt here and here and here. At some point I thought, because he's one of my like Spanish speakers, I thought he just learned the word hurt incorrectly. And he just thought it meant something different. No, he knows what hurt means. He's just always hurting, I guess. And guess what he did when I saw him at family fun night? He ran up to me, said, hey, Miss Blue. And I said, oh my God, hey, sweetie, how are you? And he goes, it hurt here and here and here. And I was like, oh my God, you old man, you're still hurting all the time. And he was like, yeah, it hurt. And I said, why does it hurt? Why hurt? Why hurt? And he goes, I don't know. It hurt. And I was like, okay. Okay. I mean, it's been like 4 months since I've talked to this kid, right? Last time I saw him was in June, right? Last day of school. And he's still telling me what hurts. Insane. I was like, is this boy? Because I remember the mom was getting mad at me because she kept telling me, he keeps coming home saying how much things hurt. And I was like, girl, I don't know. She was like, is someone like bullying him or beating him up? I'm like, no, nobody is like beating him up or bullying him. But part of his problem too is that he was just really clumsy. So he was really good at not being in the right spot at any given moment. So this kid would like constantly get knocked over by kids, but it was most of the time it was his own fault. Like he could see like a group of kids running or something in his direction, and he would like stop dead in the center of these kids running, and they collide, and he'd be like, they hurt me. And I'd be like, no, sir, you hurt yourself. You decided to stand still when you saw all these kids running in your direction. Or like, he would see people like, they had like dance breaks on like the carpet, because you know, they're still 5. We have like little dance breaks and stuff. We had like a dance break on the carpet, and he would like sit down and try to lay down while everyone else is jumping up around him. And obviously someone would like jump and land on his hand, and he'd be like, and they hurt me. I'm like, no, you hurt yourself. Why are you laying down when everyone's jumping? Like, he was just so clumsy. He just had no spatial awareness. He was always bumping into tables and stuff too. Made me wonder, I thought his vision might have been bad, but they tested his vision and he was fine. He was fine. He passed the vision test. So I to this day I have no idea what that was about. And he's still telling me how hurt he is. Zero self-preservation. Oh yeah, it was terrible. You know, these kids, they're like 5, so a lot of times these kids have something they're like just really bad at. I think he was really bad at was just spatial awareness. He was just incapable. He'd be walking in the line and he'd be looking around the room and then bumping into the person in front of him, and he'd be like, they hurt me. And I'm like, no, you hurt them. Some kids actually don't understand the concept of like someone getting them hurting someone else. So like a kid could like push somebody, and then like their arms get a little hurt when they shove somebody, and they'll be like, they hurt me. And I'm like, huh? You hurt them by pushing them on the floor. You're complaining because your arms got hurt a little bit. Yeah, some kids like just actually genuinely don't understand the concept of other kids getting hurt. They only think about how they're affected and stuff. Which egocentrism is the big word for that, and that does start pretty early. But yeah, family fun night was still fun. This is my first time going to it because it was never mandatory. And shoot, if it ain't mandatory, I ain't showing up. Unless you're forcing me to come to an event, I am not showing up. You can't make me. You can't make me. But it was fun. Running a snow cone machine. I found my true calling, guys. I found my true calling. You know, people always say that my marching band outfit looks like a, what do they call it? An ice cream parlor? I think that's what they use. A person who sells ice cream. That's my true calling. I should just be a person who like sells like snow cones and ice creams and like desserts and stuff to people. Actually, I couldn't do that. I'd get super fat if I did, because I'd be eating so much ice cream and so many snow cones on a daily basis. I'd get so fat. I get so fat I would not be able to have that job. But maybe that's my side hustle. Maybe during the summer, I'll just start selling snow cones. Miss Blue, are you working during the summer as a teacher? Oh yeah, I'm gonna sell snow cones. Oh, that'd be so fun. Sickening? What's sickening? Snow cones and ice cream, Justin? I like snow cones and ice cream. They're my favorite. Indestructible thoughts. Listen. I can't be around sugar. I eat so many sweets. I actually have been cutting out sweets this week. Because I found myself being super tired every day. And I started to realize, maybe it's because I've been like indulging. Like I've been eating so many sweets since I started working, because like sugar is my comfort food. So like I would just eat like a bunch of cookies. I was drinking a lot of sodas, eating a lot of cookies and stuff. And so I had to like, this week I was like, let me limit the amount of sugar I'm eating, because that might be why I'm so tired all the time. And lo and behold, I feel much more alert these days now that I'm not like drowning myself in sugar. When I say I eat a lot of sugar, I mean, it is bad. It is bad. Like every day I'd eat like a big donut, like daily, or like I'd eat like 2 gigantic cookies every day. It's bad. It's bad. Or I get like ice cream from like Dairy Queen, or like a milkshake from like Cookout and stuff. Yeah, it tastes good though. I just wish that things that tasted good weren't so bad for you. Like, why can't something taste good and be good for you? Like, all the healthy foods that are like usually like really healthy just don't taste good. Why? Why is it that I can't enjoy my life? Like, I can't enjoy what I eat without risking like health problems. Like, for what? I used to literally fill a cup up with sugar and eat it. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen, I wasn't that bad. However, I was close to being that bad. When I was a kid, my dad would buy, so y'all know how I don't like tea. Like I mentioned it before, I don't like tea, right? There was only one time in my life I drank tea, and it was when I was in high school and my parents introduced me to tea, right? My parents introduced me to tea, and with the tea, I would put large amounts of sugar, like insane amounts of sugar. It was like, I would get like an entire cup of sugar and put it in this little tiny cup of sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Okay, sorry. I get this big cup of sugar. I put it in this little cup of tea, and then I stir it up and I eat it, and I drink it like that. And it would just like be gritty at the bottom. Like the bottom would just be like all like gritty, super gritty, like clumps of sugar. And that's why I would quote unquote drink tea, because my parents said you could add some sugar to it, and they never monitored how much sugar I added. Same thing about Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies cereal was my favorite, because if you don't know anything about Rice Krispies cereal, they have like no sugar in it. They taste like nothing. All right. The Snap Crackle Pop Rice Krispies tastes like absolutely nothing. There was no sugar in that cereal whatsoever. Tasted terrible to my little kid self. And my parents said you could add a little bit of sugar. And guess what? They did not monitor how much sugar I had. So I would just dump that sugar, all, like as much sugar as I could, all in the cereal. And my favorite thing, which I'm sure you're gonna think it's nasty, my favorite thing was when the sugar would like get like gooey and clump up at the bottom. And like every spoonful I had would like a giant, every spoonful of cereal would have like a giant clump of that like sugar that was at the bottom of the milk. Oh my, it was so bad. I never ate like sugar directly from a spoon, but I might as well have, with the amount of like sugar I added to my cereal and to my tea. Anything where my parents said you can add sugar for, I was so excited, because I would add the maximum amount of sugar possible. It was so bad. I relate to this since I limited Dr. Pepper intake. There's actually a while where I used to drink Mountain Dew every single day. When I was in college, I drank 1 Mountain Dew per day, every single day. And I found out that like Mountain Dew is banned in some countries. So I found out Mountain Dew is banned in some countries because they have an ingredient in them that's actually like a flame retardant. Did I say that word? Flame retardant? Anyways, it gets rid of fire. It gets rid of fires. It's what's in like fire extinguishers, basically. Hey Bonk, how are ya? And that's in Mountain Dews. And I drink that every single day. They said people like who've been researching Mountain Dew said like if you drink it like long term, like you end up with like memory issues and like possibly cancer. And I was like, oh my god, I've been drinking this stuff daily for like 3 years straight. I drank Mountain Dew every day for like 3 years straight. It was so bad. It was so bad. Toast with sugar? You put sugar? Okay, I didn't put sugar on my toast. I mean, I guess if you're making like French toast, then toast would be on the sugar, right? That's different. French toast, yes, you have toast with sugar. Helicopter tail go whoosh. Helicopter tail goes wish, 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 wish. Anyways, I'm mostly okay. No complaints there. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. True gamer moment is terrible. I used to drink a Mountain Dew because I don't drink coffee. I don't really have much caffeine. I don't really use much caffeine, so my caffeine like intake came from like Mountain Dew. I was like, oh, I need caffeine, I'm gonna drink a Mountain Dew. But Mountain Dew has so much sugar in it that like the caffeine doesn't really do much. Like it just kind of cancels out the tiredness you get from drinking like sugar, so much sugar. Basically, it just cancels itself out. Honestly, I used to drink a Mountain Dew every day, and not like the little like tiny can ones either. I'm talking like the bigger bottles. Y'all should have seen me my first year at college when I had free range with money. I would buy I would drink a 2-liter soda like every day. I'm also like super skinny. I was underweight my entire life, mind you. When I first went to college, I weighed 90 pounds. I was 5'3", 90 pounds, super underweight. And I wasn't eating any real food. Like I would hardly eat like actual food. I was only eating snacks and nothing else. I was drinking 2 liters of sodas. I was eating microwavable like buffalo wings every day. I was eating tubs of ice cream. I was eating what else was I eating? Shoot. Chicken nuggets. I had to have my chicken nuggets on me. I ordered a pizza every week. Literally ordered a pizza every single week because I had the money to do so. It was bad. It was bad. It was so bad. And then I would eat like the food that the campus had. Like I would get a muffin every day for free on campus, and I would eat like yeah, when I tell you I gained weight so fast. Like I went from being 90 pounds, 5'3", right? Super underweight to about 118 in the span of like a single like handful of months because I had free range when I went to college. I had free, and get this, I have acid reflux. And because of what I was eating, it was making acid reflux. Where I've always had acid reflux my whole life, but I didn't really care about it in college. I was like, I have money, I'm going to spend it. And so I would just chug a little bit of Pepto-Bismol every day. I would just chug a little bit of Pepto-Bismol every day to help lessen some of my acid. It was bad, y'all. When I tell you I had the worst like consumption of food like habits in college ever. And it was because it was my first time being allowed to just buy my own sweets and food. Oh, I forgot. So Walmart around the corner also had this little cake. Hey John, had these cakes that you could buy like a it wasn't like a full size like cake. It was a smaller circular cake, but it still was like a cake that could serve quite a few people. It's a small circle cake for $5. For $5, you get this like pretty big like, but on the smaller side, circular cake. I bought that every week too. When I tell you I was indulging, my sugar intake got so bad. So my goal is to never get to that point again. And you know what? Freshman 15 is really real, except it was freshman like 25 for me or something like that. Dino Nuggies, yay or nay? You know, I used to like Dino Nuggies when I was a kid. I tried them as an adult, and they're just so artificial that it's a huge nay for me. Like I eat a lot of artificial food. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, like I eat out. I go to like cookout and like fast food restaurants and stuff and eat those. But ever since I stopped buying like straight up like microwavables, like I stopped buying like Hot Pockets and like chicken nuggets that you can get like in the freezer and stuff. Ever since I stopped buying that, the foods that I get that you just keep in your freezer and you microwave, they started tasting really soggy and really gross. So like as a kid, they tasted really good because I was used to eating that, but now it's like, Chick-fil-A sauce. Chick-fil-A sauce is good. I actually can't eat Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is actually my favorite fast food place. I like their chicken sandwiches better than any other place, but I cannot eat Chick-fil-A. I can't eat it. I haven't had it in a good year or two. Cannot eat Chick-fil-A. It is one of the biggest acid reflux triggers I've ever had. If I eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich, I will feel extremely nauseous for the rest of the day. I don't know why. I can never figure out what about Chick-fil-A in particular is like so bad. I don't know. I've never known. I don't know if it's like, okay, Wave. I don't know if it's like because of like maybe like the oil they use to cook it in. They use peanut oils there. I don't know. Maybe it's like something. I don't know what it is. But Chick-fil-A sandwiches, I cannot eat without feeling extremely sick to my stomach. Like I will feel so sick and so nauseous, which sucks because they're literally my favorite place. But at some point I had to tell myself, no, you cannot eat that no more. Okay, I told myself no, so I haven't been there in years. The last time I ate them was when I was on like acid reflux pills, like the really strong one that you take for like a few weeks and then get off of it. That was the last time I got one. I was there. Was that grilled cheese? I got a different place I get grilled cheese sandwiches from. I get grilled cheese sandwiches from a different place, not from QT. I've never had. I don't know. I don't eat anything from Chick-fil-A. I only ever ate their sandwiches, and since I can't eat their like their normal like chicken sandwich, I don't eat there at all. Cause it's no use. There's no point. I just want the chicken sandwich, the chicken, and like way too salty. Wait, which one is way too salty? Instant noodles are a different story. I actually still like an instant noodle. I still like a Hot Pocket. It's chicken nuggets I can't eat that are frozen anymore. This was like these boneless wings though that tasted pretty good, made by like Tyson. So I don't know. Thanks for the raid, Tegan. Hey friend, how are you? What you doing? Yeah, we did mention cheese. Cheese Louise, man. Thanks for the raid. What you do? How are you? What you do? How be? What do? Hold on, I'm processing. What do? How are? How be? There you go. Those are my three. What do? How are? How be? Let me do a shout out. Because I keep making mod applications and then like taking too long to check them. I genuinely need to check them like soon. I really need mods. It's so bad. Welcome Tegan and their peoples. Man, what were we talking about? Foods? We're talking about foods, man. I still like a good Hot Pocket though. Give me a Hot Pocket and I'll be a happy girl. Alright. Hot Pockets, some burritos that are microwavable, pretty good. Instant noodles, I can eat instant noodles forever. Not the square ones. I like the cup of noodles. Those ones take a lot better. The Maruchan cup of noodles, those are good. How many of the apps have you read through? I actually read through all of them. I read through all of them as they were coming in. I just never like sat down and decided like, ooh. I read through all of them. I looked at all of them. So I'm not crazy. I'm not that lazy. I did look at them as they were coming in. I just never sat down and was like, okay, this person and we need this many people. I just haven't done that. Hope you were doing well too. I had a half drawing, half Magic the Gathering stream. Oh my god, I haven't played MTG in so long. I stopped playing MTG because I found out that seasons changed. And when seasons change, they ban cards and add new cards, and I don't like that. I like consistency. I like having one deck and being able to build up on it, or trying out different decks. I didn't like the fact that my playstyle that I had became completely obsolete after literally I had a playstyle in plays, and I was like, oh, this is really fun. And then the season changed, and they're like, no more, and I was like, welp. That sucks. And then I stopped playing Magic the Gathering. As soon as the season changed and I realized my playstyle was no longer viable, I stopped playing. I hadn't all it was like years ago. I was in college. It was like 19 or something when I played. I had a deck of cards that were all flying. I had an all flying deck. And I had a bunch of cards that enhanced it flying. There was a bunch of cards that enhanced flying, and a bunch of flying cards that enhanced other flying cards people too. So I had a bunch of healer hawks, but I know they still exist, healing hawks on my team, and I would just beef them up so strong, and people would hate me for it. It was so fun. Should play Commander's eternal format so you can build a deck and play it forever. Yeah, but because you can build decks and play it forever, it's a lot harder because there's a lot of million different playstyles you ain't never heard of or seen before, and you will get destroyed. All right, my flying deck was really good for its season because no one else had the, like, I only came across like 1 or 2 people when I played ranked who like had all flying people. If I were to play that like on standard, it'd be terrible. But anyways, y'all, there is going to be a 3-minute ad break in 20 seconds. During that time, I'm going to get a sippy sip of water, and I'm going to put on the be right back screen. I'm really starting to get really tired. I might just sit here and close my eyes for 3 minutes. And I'm also going to see if Kotaru is home because he went somewhere and I don't know where he went. Okay, guys, be right back. And we will finish our yapping. I still have a lot of things on my just chatting list of things I want to talk about that I just like have never mentioned yet. And actually, that's not true. I'm looking at it again and I talked about most of it, but be right back, y'all. Be right back. came back like I said I would. I was munching on some crackers. Uh-oh. 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 Ah, there we go. I was munching on some crackers. I'm back now. Hello. Hello. Sorry I gave you the 1,000-yard stare for a second there. Oh, my bad. I forgot I had crackers, to be honest. And I was like, oh, I have a snack. And I got so excited. Hi, Decipher. Didn't consume you this time, at least. No. Not like that one time where I went upstairs to get a snack and I completely forgot. What was it? I think I was eating cake. Yeah, I had a piece of cake. And I went upstairs for during the Be Right Back stream to get some cake and completely forgot that I was streaming. The cake was just too good, man. The cake just tasted so good. It took all of my brain power away, bro. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was like, It was a cookie? What is it? I believe it. It's either a cookie or a cake. I love cookies. I love cakes. People ask me what my favorite foods are. Oh my god, that's a funny... Oh, I just remembered a funny story too. You know I'm a teacher. So during Teacher Appreciation Week, you know, you fill out like a form of always fill out like a form of things I like and send it to the parents. Like, I like this and that. One year I put like my favorite candy is like Snickers bars. My favorite chip. I said I like Cheez-Its a lot. If you can count it as a cracker, but you know, I like my favorite snack is like Cheez-Its. When I tell you, I said I like cookies and cakes. When I tell you, I went home with a gigantic bag full of cookies, Snickers bars, and crackers. It was insane. Thank you for the raid, Shadow. What were you playing? You returned. What were you playing while you were out? What'd you do? But yeah, I had so much stuff during that time that like I started getting sick. Like my acid reflux reached the worst it had ever been because I had so much candy and chocolate and crackers. I got a bunch of Doritos. I got a bunch of cheeses. I was getting Snickers bars. They were sending me Kit Kats. They gave me everything. It was huge. Kotaru's like one of Kotaru's favorite pictures of mine is when I was showing off the gigantic bag. I'm talking, it was like a trash bag size. I had this like clear plastic bag and it was the size of a trash bag, and it was full of just snacks. I started giving those snacks away to my family. I was like, okay, who wants this? Who wants that? Who wants this? Who wants that? It was that crazy. And that's Kotaru's favorite picture of me because it was the day I was trying on my Barbara cosplay from Genshin Impact. I had just gotten my first like expensive like kind of cosplay. And I was going cosplay as Barbara from Genshin Impact. So I was trying on my cosplay. We weren't like living together yet. So we were just like FaceTime calling each other. And I had like propped the camera up so you could see like my cosplay and stuff. And I held up that bag, and that bag was like the size of me. It's his favorite picture. He took a screenshot of that, his favorite picture. Yeah, Teachers Appreciation Week is literally Teacher Christmas. Like literally, it is my favorite week ever. Hi Joe, how are you? Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's Teacher Christmas for those who are in elementary school. I know once you reach like middle, like high school-ish, like the students obviously don't really care about Teachers Appreciation Week. I don't recall ever doing anything for Teachers Appreciation Week past like middle school. So sorry, for elementary school, it's like Teacher Christmas for Teachers Appreciation Week. Especially in kindergarten, because remember, we are these kids' first ever teachers. A lot of them don't go to pre-K. So parents are usually a lot more appreciative of us as their like first ever teacher that they're talking with. You know, they're like usually like really appreciative of what we're doing. They're like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're taking care of my baby. I'm so glad. Thank you for looking after her or him. So like, oh yeah, we get so much being kindergarten teachers. So much during that time. And I've talked about it before. One of my like more popular clips on my YouTube channel was me talking about like how appreciative I was of that, because it's always the kids that are like the poorest, that has like the least amount of money, that shows out during Appreciation Week. And that makes me feel more appreciated than like if a rich person showed up and gave me like $1,000 of a gift card or something. Like seeing these parents that are like struggling to make meet ends still show up, giving me like gift baskets full of stuff. You know, they're working 2 jobs just to support their family, and they're sending and they're sending me like flowers and like gift baskets and stuff, that like makes me feel more appreciated and loved than anything else. Like one of these parents last year, she told me that I had to have a huge meeting with her because her kid was hardly coming to school, and it was literally because that she could not, the mom was working 2 jobs. The father's not in the picture. The mom was working 2 jobs. So they had like, she had like some like caregiver come like take care of the child, but the caregiver was not doing a good job of like taking her to school and stuff like she was supposed to. I think it was like a cousin or something was like doing it for them. They weren't doing a good job taking her to school, and that's why she just couldn't come to school, because the mom wasn't there to make sure that that happened, and the cousin was doing terrible at that. So we had to have like a huge sit down with the mom and say, hey, it's like, well, if she doesn't keep coming to school, she's going to have to get held back. And not that she said that she would have to figure out something. She said, well, I'll figure out something. I'll arrange something. She's like, I appreciate you meeting me and showing it, like telling me about this. And she was the one who gave me the biggest, fattest like gift box ever during appreciation week. I was like, oh my God, this parent who is like working 2 jobs to the point where she could hardly even take her kid to school is the one who showed up with this huge present full of things from like that is so like, I most definitely 100% feel appreciated during appreciation week. That's one thing I will say about these people. Like, they care a lot. Like, people, one thing I like about my school is I like the parents. I do like the parents at my school, because a lot of, I won't say all, right? It's not gonna be all of them, but a lot of them really care for their kids, and they're really nice to me as a teacher too. Like an issue would happen at the school, for example, with like their child or something, and like, you know, some parents will be like, oh my God, what are you doing as a teacher? I can't believe you guys are teachers doing the blah, 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 blah. You're not helping them, blah. I've only had like one parent do that. Sorry, 2. And I've been teaching for 3 years, right? The rest of the parents are like, I understand it's not your job to parent the child. So is there a way that like I can meet and we can talk about this? And about like, they're so nice and so understanding and so caring. Like, that's one thing I like about my school that I feel like I just wouldn't trade for anything else. Is the parent, like how sweet and nice the parents are. That is a lot of candy though, it was. Love to see the kindness, yeah. Such a vital part in these children's development and forming their lives. I'm very curious, have you played any other trading card games? When I was in high school, I played Hearthstone. Haven't played that game in a long time. Magic the Gathering. I want to say yes. I want to say there's one more, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I haven't played trading card games in a long time. But I think Magic the Gathering is definitely the biggest one I played. And before that was Hearthstone. Oh, Lord. My phone is dying. I need that. I need my phone. I cannot VTube without my phone. Boop. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay. But yeah. Welcome to the Poppy Parade, Thioria. Why is my phone not charging? I need it. Okay, it is charging now. Perfect. But, yeah, Teachers Appreciation Week is so cool. Last year, I told my kids, like, before, like, on that Friday before Teachers Appreciation Week, I was just telling my students what I liked. I was like, you know, you guys, I know everything about you guys. I can tell you your favorite colors. I can tell you this and that. You guys don't know anything about me. So that's about to change. You know, a week before Teacher Appreciation Week, I was like, all right, this is exactly what I like. Here's my favorite candy. Showed a picture of it. This is my favorite candy. This is blah, 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 blah. And I told my kids, I said, my favorite thing in the world, though, the thing I love the most is Kirby. And they were like, what's a Kirby? And I said, I'm so glad you asked. Some of the kids knew what Kirby was. You know, some of them like play video game stuff. Some kids don't. So it's like, I was so glad you asked. I showed so many pictures of Kirby. I showed like games with like Kirby were in. I was like, look at Kirby. He's so cute. You know, Kirby's like, hi. You know, this cute little thing. I was like, I love Kirby. Boyo. I said, he is my favorite character ever. I was like, if y'all were to give me anything with Kirby related, I'd be so happy. And you know, welcome to the Puppy Parade, Hamster. And I told them this on like a random like a Friday before. It's a weekend. These kids are 5, so I didn't expect any of them to remember it. I was just like, let me just tell these kids what I like. Also, it was a fun talk. It was literally a fun talk to have. Hey, how are ya? To just be like, okay, I'm not teaching anything, guys. I'm just going to tell you about me today. Like, it was a fun conversation to have with my kiddos. And guess what? One of my kiddos brought He brought me a Kirby plushie. It is actually one of my favorite Kirby plushies ever. And I didn't expect him to bring me that. But also it makes sense because he was one of the few kids that like paid attention to like so much. Like I could tell him one thing or ask him a single question and he would have like the answer for that like ready. Okay. Guys, Kotaru made an appearance again. But he didn't say any words this time. He showed me he bought a big old stack of meat. He bought so much meat. So we gonna be feasting, yeah. But yeah, Teachers Appreciation Week was so fun. It's my favorite week of the year. It is always it's at the end of the school year too. Like the last month before school is over. So it's when like kids love you the most, you know, because they're gonna leave you soon. Like, you know. Oh my god, I love it. I call it Teacher Christmas for a reason. Now, if you work in like my brother, though, so Teacher Appreciation Week also differs depending on like what kind of school you work at, right? I work in a Title I school. These are like low income schools, so you know, of course, parents support any way they can. They give me like little snacks and like little. My one kid bringing me a plushie. Sometimes I get like a little like flowers or like I've gotten like some cute little. I got this like mushroom plant. Like it was the vase was a mushroom. And it had like a normal like green plant growing out of it. Like it was a mushroom vase with a plant in it. That was really cute. I liked it. My brother works at a middle school and he works at like a rich school, like a school like a very high income area. Like, you know, all these people. He's a band. So he's an orchestra teacher. So all these people have like the most expensive professional like violins and stuff. So he was telling me how his appreciation week is different. He said, since the school itself has a lot of money, like they have like entire like buffets and like feasts set out for teachers and stuff. Like there's a ton of stuff that you could just grab and take all week long as like a teacher. And he told me that he gets a lot of money during that time because since these are money parents, what they do is they give gift cards. Like he gets like $100. I'm not talking like $10 gift cards. No, he gets like hundreds of dollars for Teachers Appreciation Week. He'll like $100 like Starbucks gift card. He'll get like $100 this gift card, $100 there, and that's why he was telling me how different it's there. But I don't know. I kind of prefer the personalized gifts as opposed to like the $100 gift. Like having $100 is nice and all, but like these kids and people like saying, "Oh, this is her favorite thing. I'ma buy this favorite thing of hers." I find that a lot more endearing. I don't know. Having $100 is nice though, you know. That's a lot, yeah. Also, my school district, we're not allowed to accept money past a certain threshold. He works in a different like area, a different school district. I think a parent can give you. I think the rule is a parent can give you like $20 in cash as a gift. Anything more than that, you're not allowed to accept. And I think like if it's a gift card, it can't be more than like 50 or something. There's literally rules on how much money you can accept from a parent as a gift, and also when you can accept money from a parent as a gift. So like if a parent randomly was like, "Hey, you're a good teacher, here's $20," you can't really do that. But I think if it's like Teachers Appreciation Week, they're making an exception. My principal in particular says that's a dumb rule, so she doesn't really enforce it much. She said, just don't tell me that you have money, that a parent gave you money, and then you're good to go. She's like, just don't tell me about it because we do have rules about it, and if you tell me, I'm gonna have to take it from you. Don't tell me about it. Is what she would say. Because she's like, we work hard, and if a parent wants to like support you like with like finances instead of like a gift or something, that's on them, you know. So welcome to the Puppy Parade, Gambler. Why am I having so many people follow me today with the name Gambler and with Gambler in their name? Y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Are y'all doing fine? I'm so many gamblers. That cake has been sitting in front of you for a while and is untouched. If you don't want it, I'll take it off your hands. Well, I want it. I just can't talk and chew at the same time, you know? Like it's a little hard to do both of those things, right? I can't be munching and talking, you know? It's a little hard. Gambling is the name? Oh, I guess so. Gambling stream? I mean, if I wanted to do a gambling stream, I'd just play like Genshin Impact or something. I agree with them. Let me add it. No, this is mine. This is my cake. I'm just waiting until the stream's over so I can eat the cake, you know? Oh, hey, Hearts, how are you? You shall come back to Wonderland. I don't want to go to Wonderland. I like being in the cafe. You guys should have snatched me away. That's not nice. Gib? No, I know Gib. In mine. In mine. No Gib. None. Only eat and sleep, honestly. I AP low-key. I kind of want to sleep. But I've been sleeping so much. Steal the cake? Guys, no, you can't steal. How are you going to steal it if it's right in front of... I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the cake. How are you going to steal something that I'm looking at? Y'all worse than my students. My little 5-year-olds try to steal something that I'm looking at. And then they'll be like... Nuh-uh, it wasn't me. And I'm like... I just watched you do it. You watched me watch you do it. We were making eye contact the entire time. And they'd be like, nuh-uh. And I'm like, okay, kiddo, okay. Distraction? You can't distract me with the dance. I dance with you. I thought I was a pancake. Yes, but did you forget the word that's in the word pancake? You can't spell pancake without cake. So technically it's still a cake, yeah. It's just the pan kind. See what I'm saying? No steal cake. I bring you a fork to eat cake with. Oh, yes. Bring me a fork, please. Actually, I'm a dog. I don't need forks. I just use my hands. So... I have claws. I can get my claws. I use my claws as a knife, you know. Cute kids doing nuh-uh, man. You know what's crazy? Kids don't say nuh-uh that much. They just go, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I haven't really heard kids say nuh-uh lately. But that's still what I think of when I think of kids. Nuh-uh. Even though they don't really say that. They just say, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No. They're so silly. Oh, y'all. You know what's funny? I saw a really funny like message on my TikTok comments. Cause you know I be reading those comments, and I tell y'all I be getting the weirdest comments up there. I posted one of my TikToks or Instagram Reels or YouTube. They're on all platforms about how I teach kids who don't speak my language, and someone in the comments were like, "You're faking." I was like, "What?" I can't remember exactly what they said, but I was like, "Is it that weird of a concept that I teach kids that don't speak English?" Like, hello. I hope people know that like in America is a what's the word? A melting pot is the word they use of like cultures. So you're going to have kids in your classroom who don't speak your language. You're just going to have more kids than others depending on like the school. But like you're always going to have kids who don't speak your language. And I was like, is that a crazy concept? Is that a crazy concept that like my kiddos, I have kids who just don't speak English? Like you do know this is America, right? And in America, there's a lot of different languages here. So weird. And I always end up with like a bunch of Spanish speakers. Usually like one or two who speak some form of like, what was the other language that I had? I had Burmese last year. Another kid spoke Burmese. I usually get like one kid per year who speaks Burmese, a bunch who speak Spanish, and then like this year I had one whose like family speaks Chinese. Was it? I have a Chinese student I think this year. I don't remember. I don't really remember the languages that they speak at home. I just know that these kids, most of them speak English. This year I actually only have 5 or 6 kids who only speak Spanish, which is a good number. Previous years I always end up with like 10 who don't speak English, who only speak Spanish, and it becomes really hard to teach. But now since there's only like 5 kids, it's so much easier to teach because now they can just look at what the English speakers are doing and copy them. So it's so much easier now since there's not like a million of them. But when you end up with like more Spanish speakers than English speakers, it's harder because they can't just copy what the English speakers are doing, right? And I had to like try my best to like translate to these kiddos. It's a whole thing. A bigger distraction. You can't distract me with dancing. I dance too. Dancing dun dun. Dancing dun 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 dun. Not a lot of 5-year-olds know English very well. That's true. Even the people who English is their first language, they be speaking something else. I don't be knowing what they be saying. Also, hi Jacob. Can I get the cake if I do a good job on next week's schedule? Maybe you can earn the cake. Yeah, you can earn the cake. Kawaii kiddos protect at all costs. Oh yeah, I love my students. They're so sweet. I was just thinking about how much fun I had this week, honestly. Um, I don't know. My class this year, I don't have like any crazy behavior problems. Cause remember last year, for y'all who were around last year, I had like this one kid who like destroyed the classroom all the time. He would like attack kids. He would curse me out. He's done threatened my life a few times too. I had to suspend him for that. It was a whole thing. So I just had like I've always had like one crazy behavior like kid. This year I don't really have that. I just have one kid who acts like a baby. That's all. He goes, I don't want to do the work. It's too hard. I don't want to. He's the only kid I have that does that. I don't want to. He'll do the work. If I sit him to a side table and like go sit him to the side table and like tell him, okay, you're not gonna be able to do anything else until you get this work done, he'll do it. It'll just take him like an hour. Like yesterday we had iPad time for an hour where they were on an app called Teach Monster, but like teaches you like letters and stuff. It's really cute. I like Teach Monster. Teach some letters and sounds, like how to read and whatnot. Just little games with it too. And I was like, well, you can't go on your iPad until you get your work done. And he sat there. It took him the full hour to do the work that should have taken him 10 minutes max. All I asked him to do was trace the letters of the alphabet. That was it. His only job was to trace letters. And bro, he would trace like one letter and then go, I'm done. And I'd be like, don't even show me that paper until I see everything covered. And then he'd trace one more and be like, am I finished now? And I'd be like, nope. And he'd trace like two more and be like, I'm done. Like it took him so long. I think he just sit there for a while, like it's just his like head down. And I was like, bro, it was 1 hour tracing, literally 1 hour tracing. I was like, bro, what is your problem? Even the kids that like usually like struggle with stuff were like doing their work. You know, like the kids that like struggle, they don't finish in time. And I'm not gonna like to force. I'm not gonna be like, you work too slow. You can't go on your iPad. I'm not a mean teacher, you know. There are kids that you know, like you know your kids. You know which kids did not get their work done because they were talking, and which kids genuinely have trouble getting their work done. So like, if it was a kid who I know was talking and they did it getting done, no, you're not gonna go on your iPad. But if it's a kid that's like he's just like a slower at learning stuff, then like that's different. But this one kid, the fact that he didn't do anything, like when it was because we were supposed to be doing the work, he sat there the entire time and did nothing. Like his paper went empty. So when it was time to go our iPads, it's like, you're gonna sit next to me? Yeah, he's a big baby. He also likes to get up and wander around the room at random times. I'm like, sit down. And he's like, but I don't wanna. And then I stand up and I start walking towards him, and then he runs and sits down. I just hate that I have to like get up and start going towards him for him to start listening. Cause I'll grab him and bring him to the carpet or like make him sit where he's supposed to sit. I will go over there and grab his hand and make him go sit where he's supposed to sit. He knows that. They just be fighting. These kids be fighting just to fight. I don't know. I can barely speak English. I was born and raised in the US of A. America! Ah, man. You know what's funny? A lot of kindergarten teachers can't spell words. The amount of teachers that like could not spell basic words baffled me. It's bad. Like the teacher next door was like, how do I spell butterfly, Miss Blue? I was like, you don't know how to spell butterfly? Do you know how to spell the word butter and then the word fly? Like I don't listen. It's basic words that they just cannot spell. Like, is this how you spell this word? I'm like, no, you spelled that basic word real bad. Yeah, teachers cannot spell to save their soul. That's one thing I learned really fast. Not the cacas, bro. It's America. Caca. We got the little hawk, you know, the bald eagle. Sorry, it's not a hawk. Sorry, I'm actually American. My bad. I promise I'm American. COVID kids or something else? Yes, we are. We are at the COVID kid stage, actually. Fun fact: when we were during lockdown and COVID, everyone was like locked in their houses for COVID. People got bored. So now we have a lot of more students coming in. Now, these kids that are coming into the classroom now are COVID kids, like literally born during COVID times. All right. A lot of kids were born during COVID times, okay? Okay, so the classrooms, a lot of schools are having like a huge influx of like kindergartners last year and this year just because of the sheer amount of kids that were born during COVID time. So that's fun. But also since they're COVID kids, so they were literally born during that time, they just don't know a lot too because their first like year or two of their life was like in lockdown and like, oh, we can't go this way because I have a baby and they're going to get COVID, we can't go here. So like they just missed out on like developmental stuff. So yeah, these kids these past like 2 years are just not it. But how good is your class on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, no class is perfect. I mean, you're always going to get at least 1 or 2 behavior issues. So I don't think I'll ever say 10 unless I just really lucked out and just had 0 behaviors. But that's never happened before, and it's not. I don't think it's possible, honestly. I would say my class is a solid, probably 8. Honestly, my kids listen so much better this year. I only have an issue with 2 students. One student, I am certain this kid is developmentally behind. He is smaller than the rest of the kids. He's weaker than the rest of the kids. Like, he's so weak. Like, he tried to pull on me. I didn't even know he was pulling on me. Like, that's how weak that boy was. He's smaller. He looks like, super thin. He's like, he acts like a baby too. Like, he's just like, I'm like, that's not words. Like, one of these kids I know, he has to be developmentally delayed. He was the one he gave me trouble like the first 2 weeks of school because he'd be like, no, because he didn't want to do something, and he would throw a tantrum. And after he realized I wasn't budging, he's been fine ever since then. Now he like actually tries to do his work, except sometimes he'll sit there and not do any work. So he just literally sits out like an entire period. Like everyone be on the iPad for an hour. He's just sitting in the corner doing nothing. I mean, it is what it is. So like, but like that's not necessarily like behavior problems. You know what I mean? That's not like a huge like, when I think of behavior issues, I think of kids who throw stuff when they're angry, who yell, who scream, who run around the room and ignore you, who don't know what's going on. They wander away. I don't have any of that this year, which is why I would say like on a scale of like 1 to 10, I got 8 out of, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for my class. I have minor behavior issues, like kids just, I don't want to. That's it. That's my biggest behavior. Or like one kid who wanders around sometimes, but as soon as he sees me start walking towards him, he listens. So that's it. I feel like there are a lot of teachers who are VTubers in their time off. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't met a lot of teachers. So far I've met two VTubers that are teachers. One's a high school teacher, and one I think they graduated college last year and they were trying to become a teacher. So I'm going to assume that they're a teacher now. Haven't talked to them in a while, mostly because I haven't been like using Twitter like that. And they were like one of my Twitter mutuals. I don't know. I feel like, the thing about VTubers is that like people, because we have this avatar and there's like a stigma around like not having like a real, showing your real face and stuff, people just assume that like VTubers are all like unemployed men who are using voice changers is what I hear a lot. Unemployed men. But I'm like, it's the same way with like furries, for example. But I'm like, y'all don't realize how expensive like it is to be a VTuber. To have a model and like all these assets cost so much money, which is why most VTubers are older and employed. You cannot be a VTuber if you are unemployed. I mean, you can, but you're gonna be using every little like dollar that you find on the side of the street to buy something, you know what I mean? Or if you're an artist, you can do everything yourself, but that will require like probably an expensive art tablet, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to be a VTuber unemployed, which is why most of the VTubers are over the age of 18, with only a handful of them being minors. And I think people forget that. I think people just don't know how much money goes into it. It costs a ton of money to be a VTuber. You ain't gonna find no VTuber that's unemployed. Unless they like were a VTuber and then became unemployed while they were a VTuber. Like most VTubers have full-time jobs and we're like everything. I've met, there's that one VTuber that's like, what does he do? I'm blanking. Oh my god,
I believe there's like a VTuber who like his whole thing is that he works for like NASA. Like I'm seeing his stuff lately. There's a doctor VTuber who's like a real doctor, and he makes a lot of like informational stuff about like being a doctor and whatnot. Like there's VTubers in every job. You know why? Because you need money. You need money to be a to be VTuber. You do. You could be a PNG tuber. That doesn't cost that much money. But like a full model, Yep. In other words, the job meme fits well. It sure does. A lot of people who say that don't know what a voice changer actually sounds like. Yeah, you can tell if someone's using a voice changer. Like they're usually pretty obvious if someone's using a voice changer. So I always thought it's so funny when people are like, VTubers are just old men. They're just men in their like 50s who pretending to be women. I'm like, VTubers are like 90%. Like there's way more like women VTubers than anything else. Anything else. I thought you said Dodger VTuber and my ears burn. No. I did not say Dodger VTuber. That'd be interesting though. That'd be interesting. I first started being a VTuber before I was employed. And let me tell you how hard that was. Like, I was like begging my parents for any semblance of money. Anytime I received any money for any reason, it would go directly to VTubing. Like, every year for my birthday, I would get $30. When I was a kid, $30 was enough to get like a video game. So every year I would get a new game for my birthday because $30, you could buy a game for that back then. But that never changed. That number never changed. So every year I still got $30. So when my birthday came around, I was just like starting to VTube. Meow. I put all that money into like pre-made overlay packages on Etsy. When I finally like got like $60 from my mom one time, I got like a PNG tuber made because before I was just like a free viewer model that looked kind of terrible because I didn't know how to make it look good. It was a whole thing. Every single time I got any ounce of money. Anytime someone gave me money, I earned money from doing something. It was my birthday, got money. It was Christmas, here's some money. Oh my God, I would put that straight into VTubing. So it took me forever to get like decent looking like assets and stuff for my streams because I didn't have a job. I was a college student when I first came a VTuber in 2021. I was a college student back then. I wasn't employed, and that was 2021. That was like COVID times. Like we were just starting to recover from COVID, and I was like, okay, time to become a VTuber. That was when everyone was becoming a VTuber though. 2021 was the year that like there was a huge influx. It's because that was the year that the English branch of Hololive debuted. And once Hololive EN debuted, everybody wanted to be a VTuber. And people started to realize how accessible it was to be a VTuber, like how to do it. Before people like wanted to be a VTuber, but a lot of people didn't know how to become one. But like resources became a lot more available once it moved over to the EN market. We were like, okay, well, you can get a VTuber model here and there. And VTuber models also costed a lot less back then too. I really wish I would have just dumped my money, like what money I had back then, by Jacob, into like having a model. Because like, oh my God, because now everything's a million trillion gazillion dollars. Inflation sucks, and as a result, art prices goes up with it. Like there's this 3D artist I really like, and I really wanted a 3D model. At the time, they said I could do a 3D model for like 1,200, and I was like, man, that's way too much money. So I never got it. Fast forward to 2025, I went to go check on that same artist who did 3D models because I remembered them. I remember that it was like 1,000. I said, I have 1,000 that I could like spend on a 3D model. No, their new price now is $5,000 minimum. I was like, dang, dude, I want a 3D model real bad. Like I really want a 3D model and to do like full body tracking, but I also want a house. I also need new tires for my car. I found out that all my tires are dry rotting and that they're 9 years old. So I need new tires for my car. I want to be able to pay for a house so I can live in one. I want to be able to buy people things for Christmas. You know, we want to. I'm getting married soon, so I need to. Hey, Corey, I'm getting married soon, so I gotta pay for the. I'm not having a wedding. We're gonna have like a family gathering, but I had to pay for like the catering and stuff for the family gathering, and then we gotta pay for our honeymoon, which we're gonna go to Japan and we're gonna go to China. So as much as I would love a 3D model, and as much I also kind of want a new 2D model too, low key. But as much as I want these things, I can't have them. I can't. No, 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 no. I mean, I bought a cello. I literally bought a cello last week. I have not been the most responsible with my money, so that's gotta change. But to be fair, I got a $2,200 cello for $900. I've always wanted a cello, and having one that great of a deal, it's so amazing. I love the cello. I wish I played cello instead of trumpet, but now I have a dilemma. I'm a marching band dog who plays the cello. You don't march with the cello. What do I do? What do I do? Do I need to have like a special orchestra outfit? What do orchestra people even wear? Like, what does an orchestra person wear? I've only been in marching bands. I'm a marching band dog. I'm a marching band dog, and I have this orchestral instrument now. And honestly, concert hall variant. What is a concert like a suit and tie type of thing? Like how we wear for a concert? We're like all black like that, like a black shirt and like a white blouse or something and like black pants. Maybe I could. That actually wouldn't be bad. Honestly, I'm thinking about it. Like a white, maybe like white button down shirt, like a black sweater with like a black like skirt or something. That could be my concert hall like outfit. Yeah, that would work. That could work. It would be simple and cute. I'd have to add some purple in there though, to add to my aesthetic. Maybe like purple and like the rims in it. That'd be fun. I might actually sit down and do that. I've been meaning to get back into art lately, but not this week though. I still gotta do that stupid online course. All right, I got 9 more days to get all of it done. So next week though, maybe. I've been really wanting to get back into art. Yeah, purple cuffs is exactly what I was thinking of. Purple cuffs and stuff. Maybe like a gradient, like the bottom of like the outfit is more purpley than the top. You know how I am about gradients. I love gradients. The artist actually took the gradient out of this outfit when she made it, but I had a lot of gradients in the original design of this. Like the sleeves were not just a solid purple like they are now. My sleeves were like purple, and it changed to like blue at the end. Had like sparkles there. She kind of removed the sparkles, honestly, with the design. I had sparkles around the ruffles, but honestly, I think it kind of looks better without the sparkles. Okay, sparkles doing too much. I don't need to be that sparkly of a girl, you know. But at the time, I was like, I like sparkles. I'm not sparkles here, there, everywhere. Imagine one of the kids that you teach finding your channel. You know, I get that a lot. People say that a lot, but I don't think that will happen. At least I don't think that'll happen in recent times. If that would happen, it would be years from now, when the kids are like old enough to like really be on social media, for example. The way it is right now, I don't think they would see me, but I am also 13 up in SFW for a reason. Okay, I do not want anybody to come across my channel and see me do anything kind of crazy and be like, whoa. I actually made a TikTok about that. It's one that I keep forgetting to post, that I'll probably post like after stream's over. I actually made one about like why I'm family friendly, that talks about that. But yeah, I don't see that happening. But that's also like your teacher voice is like different from like your normal voice. Like right now, this is like how I talk. I'm using my normal voice. I always stream my normal voice. Sometimes if I'm like super like hyper, I get like a higher pitched voice. That's just how I talk. You can ask Kotaru, he literally lives with me. He can vouch for that. You can even ask my little brother who shows up around here sometimes. He can also vouch. I mean, he's my brother. So they could vouch for that. But like my teacher voice is different. I'm like, good morning everybody, good morning. Okay, today we're going to be learning about blah blah blah. Yeah, we're going to learn about that. Oh, you like that? Me too. I like that too. You know, like your voice is a little different when like you teach 5-year-olds. So like I don't know, like the way I talk to them is different. Like would they pick up on that? Because not only is like my voice different, it's also like my intonation, like the way I speak is different too. So I don't know. I feel like it'd be harder to do that. Having a kindergarten baby talk with these students and then coming off stream and just talking normally. Like they don't know what my normal talk sounds like. They don't know what that sounds like. Cyan art stream win. I've only ever done 2 art streams ever in my entire 4 years of streaming. 2. And one of them's a highlighted stream actually, and Kotari was there, I believe. I don't know. I get so nervous to like draw stuff on stream because like sometimes I can draw when I want to draw and it looks nice, and other times I try to draw something and it looks like the worst thing ever. So when I did art streams in the past, I exclusively only like I already had what I was going to draw sketched out, and my stream was just me shading the stuff instead. I was always too embarrassed to like actually draw on stream, I guess you could say. Because like what if I start drawing something and then I don't realize that I can't like actually draw that thing, you know? Like maybe I want to like draw a character who's like running or something, but I don't know how to draw a character who's running. So I'm over here trying to draw something and trying to draw and trying to draw, and then it looks stupid, and then I look stupid. I don't know. I get really embarrassed with things that involve skills, like showing off anything that involves skills. That means like whether I'm like singing, is why I hardly do karaoke streams. Like singing makes me like nervous and like embarrassed and stuff. Singing, drawing, playing an instrument, anything that involves like skill, I get so nervous to show people. So nervous to show people. Art is like music, it takes patience and practice. Yeah, it's why even though I used to transcribe music all the time too, I never transcribed a song online. I mean on stream before, because sometimes I could transcribe a song and it would sound really nice, and other times I couldn't hear the notes properly, so it would just sound really wrong, and I'd stop transcribing because I'd be like, this isn't right, so I would just stop. Speaking of transcribing, I need to move that off my old laptop. I need to move my old scores from MuseScore onto the newer laptop. I have some of them, and I don't have all. I do still plan on getting my laptop, my little brother. I just really haven't gone through it yet. I need to do that. Bro's been waiting on my laptop for a long time. He wants to start streaming too, and he's going to need my laptop if he wants to stream with it. Just my laptop had a 3050 in it, which is better than like a MacBook or something, whatever he had. You know, it's you can stream with it. You know, that's bad. I'm good at copying stuff though. Me too. I'm very good at copying stuff. What is considered like bad in the art world when that's like, what is considered bad when it comes to copying though, like tracing? Because I've seen artists like for example, find somebody's art, trace it basically, and then like draw their character over it or something like that. I've seen people do that, and I've seen some people be fine with that, and I've seen other people like hate that and be like, oh no, how dare you like do that. And I'm like, is it a bad thing or like an okay thing to like use like the outline of someone else's drawing to like draw your own thing though? Like is that bad? Is that not bad? I don't know. Like I don't know the rule of art. Choose an art and then try to present it as your own original thing is bad. But like you're able to do that as long as you say, hey, this outline came from this person, like I did this thing for their art. Like is that okay? I don't know. I don't know. Copying is mostly self-plagiarism from my vast reference photo collection. Using reference is all fine. Tracing is saying I traced all these poses from this artist. It's fine. Oh, is it? Okay. A lot of my older arts, well, no, that's not true. I was gonna say a lot of my older arts are like that, but that's not true. That's not necessarily true. I think only like 1 or 2 of them that like I actually like ended up like uploading and posting was copied. I mean, one of them was like the Just Monica pose, the official artwork for my song cover for DDLC. I mean, obviously that pose was, traced. It's obvious from like the official artwork, but that's about it. I think that's the only thing I've ever like posted that like I had like traced the outline of. Whenever it comes to like song covers, like there's a few song covers I want to do that I just need to figure out the best way to. I want to get back into art because I want to do song covers, and I want to do the art for said song covers. Like you know that song, I'm thinking Miku, ooh, with you. I want to draw the art for that. I want to do that. I even made like little sketches a while ago. But then I set up my new computer and I need a new art software. That's what I need. I really need a new art software. I did that. I like practice drawing these things a few times. Or I wanted to do that song. It's like dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I had like the little animation and like skipping and stuff. I did like a little trial animation. It looked okay. I'll probably redraw it now though and just try it. But like I don't know. I really want to do a song cover that has like all of my art in it, like my own drawings. But obviously if I'm like doing something like that, I would need to like heavily reference something, right? Because like you're literally just copying all the poses and stuff that like was used in the drawing. That's just my opinion, as long as you aren't like copying someone else's artwork and selling it as your own. Copying is only bad if the intention is not learning or to put an ad on your own. It's kind of black and white if you show it to the internet. Yeah. Pretty sure there hasn't been too many disputes regarding what counts as original art in courts. That's why AI art is such an issue, because most AI art generates programs just rip art from website. That's true. It does just steal something and like slightly change it, doesn't it? It's the whole thing. Well, alright, y'all. It is the end of stream times. I will see y'all again on Tuesday, is what I'm thinking. Tuesday. I said Tuesday. Friday will be our new community nights. We should play community games on Friday, because Friday nights, I like Fridays. Fridays are fun nights. And I think we should stay with Friday nights being fun, because Fridays are days we can relax and hang out and stuff, you know? No more work. It's a weekend, start of the weekend. Most AIs use scrap data from everywhere without buying correct. Yeah, it sure does. Sure does. This was a W stream? Okay, well, I hope to see you again on Tuesday. I'm also going yap on Tuesday. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to do in my life but sit there and talk to a camera. I ain't got friends. Y'all are my friends. You guys literally are my friends. So I don't talk to anybody else but you guys. So it is what it is. And Swaddle T is live. She is also in Rame, which is my VTuber group. And she's playing Mario Odyssey. I like Mario Odyssey. Very nice. Oh, never mind. We cannot raid Swaddles. She has raids turned off. I forgot that was an option. I wonder if something happened to make her turn that off. That's okay. We're going to raid somebody else then. There's a lot of cozy VTuber friends of mine that are live right now. Test stream. I'm thinking one of these two peoples. One of these two. I haven't raid Daishima in a while. And he's very silly. We can raid Daishimi. Sounds such a nice person. Happy to be here. No, I'm actually very mean. Thank you very much. I'm a bully. But alright, guys. Like I say, at the end of all of my streams, sayonara, and I hope you have a good day. I will probably actually do VTuber things today. I usually don't do that because I've been doing this stupid online course. But there are things I got to do. Yeah, we'll have a Friday chill day next week, okay? We'll have a community day. Alright? Community day. Kotaro can teach you. Ganbatte. Ganbatte. Then I won't feel bad for being mean to you. Yeah. Don't be mean to me. I might cry. But anyways. I got to go. We gotta go before the ad break starts. I always try to end my stream before the ad break starts. See ya, guys. Wouldn't want to be ya. I mean, I would want to be some of you guys. You guys are really cool. But like, bye. Goodbye. Yeah, bye.